just take your burden down to my soil. Now we'll make yellow flowers for you.
Hello and welcome to, oh, I like that, Laura, there's a montage. Welcome, you're watching Designer Inspiration. If only I could be Instagrammed on air, that would be a lot better. Other edity things are available. Now you're watching JewelleryMaker, I can't hear you, Martha's shouting at me, but I don't know what she's saying. Lucy. Oh, Lucy? Sorry, I had the voice of Martha. It's because you were telling me off. I don't know what she's saying. Today is Monday. You're watching Designer Inspiration. I'm Jenny. That gorgeous girl is Laura Binding with a fringe. Laura Binding with a fringe. I love it. And this gorgeous girl is Laura Binding with a sweeping
not quite
fringe,
sure.
a side fringe. I like it.
I'm trying it. I'm not sure.
Well, I think you look very wholesome like that.
Okay.
Almost innocent in a Britney Spears pigtail type way.
Okay.
Yes, we know different though, don't we?
Thank you.
Now today's text, how are you? We are going to do some beautiful, beautiful techniques with Laura today. I hope you're all right. How was the weekend? Was it good? I hope so. I'm going to show you a picture in a mo of my friend Uli, who found a baby monkjack in the stable. Now, off the back of that, oh, and 2 kittens, which my other half doesn't know this, but if he's watching, I'm bringing one home on Sunday. And we're calling it Zlatan Ibrahimovic. That's what the kitten's called. Now this is, what have you done, Danny? It is on silent, isn't it, Danny? This is my friend Uli. She's very pretty and she's very Russian. Have a look. This is Uliana and the baby monkjack. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Gorgeous. And do you want to see what was found in the stable as well? Something else. I'll show you. I've got to go on to me thingy to show you this. Wait there. I'm going to show you what else was in the stable. Are you ready? Meow. 2 kittens. 2 kittens. You didn't know what they were until I meowed, sorry. Now this one has already gone. And this one, Max wants to call Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I don't know who or what Zlatan Ibrahimovic is. It's something to do with football, I'm told. So, off the back of that, we want to know, off the back of Uli finding all sorts of things in stables. Can I give you that so I don't get fired, Danny, please? Thank you. Off the back of that, we want to know, what have you found that's been random? What random things have you found in random places? 60777, please start your text message with the word JM Studio, followed by your message. Your normal network charges will apply. You can also do it for free by logging into allthews.jewellerymaker.com. Log in, click to watch us live, and then send a message to the studio. So, Uli finds all sorts of things in stables. What have you found in a random place? We found Scott in a random place, usually on the chair asleep. Look what I've got for you today. Look what I got for you today. Oh, can we just do it now, Danny? Have a look. Now, the other day, I managed to be able to give to you with Sammy, after we established that she ate a chicken Steve. It's too late for the Save Steve campaign, people. He's already been placed next to some vegetables and roasters and enjoyed. Now have a look. I gave you this with your acrylic ring stands last week with Sammy. Now this is actually, no, you've got to get on the phone. I think they sold out within 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. Now this is your ring sizer. So if you are creating jewellery and you're doing maybe a jewellery party and you want to do things to order, maybe you're going to do maybe you're going to do a trade fair and your customers want to know what their ring size is, and then you can make it there and then. I'm going to give you that wonderful ring sizer. Now, I believe that I am an N. Yes, I am. There you go. So there's my N, and it's telling you the size just there, and then you just place your finger in, and then you can just go and make for whatever finger it is. So you're getting these, only the second time since I gave these to you last week that these have been on air, and I do expect this to sell out. Now, everything we've got, if I'm honest with you, we only got a certain amount. If you love them, we'll order them in again. It'll probably take months. If you don't, we won't. Well, we are probably going to order these in again, because last time, 3 minutes, I sold out. This is the only time you are seeing these since that first launch. I'm also going to give you 115 fabulous findings. You are going to get star head pins. Oh, I love them. You are going to get your ribbon ends with your extender chains, your paperclip style chain that all the designers are raving about, all of the different toggle clasps. Now, you're already building up on the phone line. It is a free phone number. Please don't panic, but remember, you have got that ring sizer. VDG C14 is your item code. And once you finish with it, babies quite like it for rattling. My little Frankie Doodle would like these. VDG C14 is your item code. Loads of you there. Ashlyn, you've bought 2. The ring sizes go from an A, a teeny weeny A, which would be for like a christening. Who's got that? I know. Kaz's little finger is bound to be an A. Bring that little finger here, like Hansel and Gretel. Bring your bony little fingers here. Come on.
That'll be an A.
Oh, let me in your little one.
No, look.
Oh, it goes all the way down. You've got beautiful hands. All the way up to a size, it's saying 6 here, which is, so it goes to the numbers here, or a V. You've got a size V. Oh no, W. Okay, so it goes all the way up until it reaches Z, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see. So you go all the way up to ring size Z, and then because we love you, we're going to give you even more extras. VDGC14, how many of these have gone already? Already, a quarter of the stock have gone, and you don't even know the price tag yet. You've got 115 finding as well, don't forget. 115 findings. I'm seeing so many of your names. I'm seeing Kathleen, I've got Judith, Sally, Samina, Stella, Leslie, Cheryl, Christine, Heidi, Katie, Kathleen, Brenda, Kerry, Dawny, Janet and Joyce, and John and Penelope, and Esther and Christine, Susan and Ankana and Ian, and Deborah, you've got yours. Arlene, you've got yours. Stephanie in capital, so she's very serious. You've got yours. Susan, you've got yours. A different Stephanie this time in Berkshire. I've got Anonymous in Holland. You've got yours. Beryl, you've got yours. Sylvia, Marianne, Elizabeth, Fiona, Lizzie, Sue, Mick, Annette, Scoo, Be-Do, Scoo, Be-Do. That's what the kids do when they're learning rhythm. Do you know that? Here at JewelleryMaker, we like to samba. No, you haven't done that with your kids yet?
No.
It's coming. It's very annoying. Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate cake. No?
No.
Anyone with me? No? Anyone taught their kids rhythm with these songs? You'll look at what, sorry?
I help my niece and nephew.
You help your niece and nephew with that. Scoop, Be-Do, Scoop, Be-Do. This ring sizer not only is a great ring sizer, it's also a great rattle for when they're babies, but also great at teaching them rhythm when they get old. Maybe you are part of a church choir group. Maybe you are. Oh, happy days. I'm being Whoopi Goldberg. 0800 644 655. Or you could be part of a band, and you might be rubbish at playing the triangle, but you've got it with a ring sizer. You're there with it. £8 and 50 pence. Tom's just saying that's the next way he's going to chat up a girl. I'm in a band. I play the ring. I play the ring sizer. It's the new xylophone. £8 and 90 pence. VDGC14 is your item code. What are you doing, Danny? You crazy buffoon. Patty Minorca. You don't need your maracas no more, love. £7.95. Pat in Menorca, you've got yours. Anonymous in Gloucestershire, because we're all crazy from Gloucestershire. Sheila, you're from Gloucestershire as well. You probably already know that. You've got yours. Yasmin in Essex, you've got yours. What about you, Lady B? Have you got one? Do you want one? Do you need one?
Well, you always want one and need one, don't you, to be fair. It's what that stands out for me for is, like you said about being at craft fairs, but the fact that it goes down to such a small size.
Yeah, teeny weeny weeny,
Because I've often gone to school fairs, like my daughter's school fair, and sit down and I just get a big tin and fill it up with random gemstones, like little scoops, and then just charge £1 a child, and then they just make them, they choose one stone and just make a really quick, simple ring, and until you don't actually stop. You just literally be making rings,
yeah.
and making rings, and making
rings. It never stops. Like if you go face painting, you're like there for like 4 hours.
It
going,
is.
why
It's one
am
of
I
those
volunteering
things.
for
Yeah,
this?
you make sure you've got coffee by the side of you, you know. But it's so the fact that it goes down that small is really good because you can just say to them, right, find the one that fits you, and then they can tell you, and then you can just make the ring straight away.
It's one of those tools. It's very affordable. It's going to make your life easy. It's also going to make you look a lot more professional. Now you can open this and pop it onto your key rings or onto your jewellery maker bag. Just open it. It's got that little douche-marie what's it there. I don't know what the technical actual name for this majiggery thing is. Thank you, Scott, for going into my car and getting out my favourite drink. You did go into the right car, didn't you, Scott? That's my floor manager, Scott.
I got free energy drink out of it.
Thanks, excellent. £7.95 is your price tag. Now, half the stock has allocated and been gone. Thank you for all your text messages. Off the back of Uli Andrews, not Julie Andrews, Uli Andrews, finding a baby monkjack in a stable and 2 kittens. We're asking you today, jewellery makers, what have you found in a random place? Have you ever, do you know what happened to my brother the other day? He was walking down the by the Thames canal-y bit, and £10 literally blew up in his face. He was like, woof, and he looked around and no one was there, and he was like, yes, today is a good day. £7.95 could be something like that as well. Keep your text messages coming. We do love to hear from you. Jill in County Durham says, hi Jenny and Laura, we found a chicken running down the middle of our street. We now have 25. Don't let Sammy hear about that, will you? Keep up the good work, girls. Thank you, Jill. What, an aviary? It's where you keep birds, darling. It's nothing to do with ovaries. That's what Danny went, what's an aviary? It sounds like part of the womb. I was like, no, it's not ovaries. It's an aviary, dear. Deborah in Essex. Have I told you about what Max did once? He told me he had stomachache. He went, oh, my ovaries. Really made me laugh. He's a boy. Deborah in Essex says, hi Jenny and Laura, a tortoise in my aviary. Quite a substantial tortoise at that. Aviary wire too small to accommodate finches. Go for weird. How did it get there? How did it get? No, you've got kids. They've gone and got it and put it there and gone, I don't know how that happened. Wow, I don't know how that happened. Just like I'm going to when I go home on Sunday with the cat. I don't know how that kitten got in the car. Pauline is saying, shh, Jenny, you meowed like a cat. And mine was curled up on the sofa fast asleep and her head. And she heard you and jumped up looking at the TV. Meow. They do watch the telly. Cats watch everything. And when they do that with their tail, they're probably going to attack you. Yeah. You got a cat?
Not anymore. No, he's not with us anymore. But we are going to be getting a new cat. But we've got some stuff we're doing at the house at the moment, so I want to get all of that done, and then get our holidays out of the way, and then probably for Christmas.
Because Gemma Crow's sister's cats just had kittens just for everybody.
No, don't, because I would take them all home. I want 2, one for each of the children. Ideally, I want 3, one for me, one for each of the kids.
You want to just have
I just want a whole load of them. You know, I just love cats. But my friend's got a little what are they called? The little digestive. Have you seen the little digestive?
Biscuits?
Cat. There's a cat advertising that fits in the biscuit. It's having a British short hair or something.
What? Hang on a minute. You're not going to eat this cat? I don't get it.
No,
a biscuit flavoured cat?
No, it was an advertisement, and but it was just this tiny little cat. It's a British short hair, and it's.
Is it like a teacup dog? But now they're calling it a digestive biscuit cat.
People will know, and it's cute, and it's blue. It's like a blue.
I could have thought of a better name than a
fluffy, cute
digestive
little thing.
Biscuit cat.
No, it's in the advert. It showed them in like a. Oh, do you know what? Let's just end this. It's cute. I've got a picture of him.
I want one.
He's so cute.
What am I looking? What am I being?
Someone will know.
Someone will know. Keep texting us.
Someone know,
what
please.
Random things have you found? A tortoise in the aviary. Helen found a rat. Hi Jenny, I looked out to see a ram on my front lawn. I love that. I love it. Do you remember all the day that I opened the door and there were like 200 cats on my front lawn? And I went, this means something. And then the mushrooms, crazy, crazy. Strange things do happen, you know, they do. VDGC14, 3/4 of the entire stock of this are gone now, so you do need to check out your baskets. Jennifer in Staffordshire says, getting ready for work one evening and my daughter jumped out of the wardrobe. Apparently, my screams word in Newcastle. Love to you all, especially Jenny, my favourite, from Jen in where? Burntwood. I blended the R and the N together and it looked like bumped wood, which isn't a place, apparently. I did just say it. Yeah, well, it's fine. I was on holiday in Turkey, says Jackie, on a bus going down a dual carriageway when 4 unmanned camels came charging up the other. Only in Turkey. I'd quite like a pet camel. Now, what about you, Scott? Scott, and what have you found that's random before?
I don't know if I can say.
What do you mean you don't know if you can say? Was it a woman? What was it? Did you wake up and go, oh, how did you get there? It was a good night last night.
I saw a man chase some children with a golf club.
You saw a man chase some children. Did you get out of the car and help?
No, I just watched. I was a kid. I was only 10.
You should have gone and told somebody.
That's such a mum thing to say.
Always help when you see a man chasing a child with a golf club.
Yeah, but I think
surely that's embedded in
I
us.
think they intrude on his property.
They're on his property.
Yeah.
Still no need to chase them with a golf club.
Oh,
Just going to put that out there. What have you found, Laura?
I don't know. I can't think.
She can't think. Kaz, have you ever found anything random?
When I was in India, when I was younger, we had a peacock in my dad's house.
When Kaz was in India, she had a peacock
In like one of the rooms in my dad's house.
in your dad's house. A peacock in one of the rooms.
A massive peacock.
It was just there. Was
No,
it out? Feathers out?
No, it's like,
Was it like, oh, I didn't mean to come in here?
it would be locked in quite a while, isn't it?
Oh, it'd been locked in. One of your evil sisters had done it, I expect. Now, look at what I've got. Now, we've still got a few of those available. Please, how many have we got? Not loads, but there are still a few available, and we do have unchecked baskets. I'll catch up with that with you very soon. Now, have a look at these brand new pearls. I'm very excited to bring you these. They always remind me of Canada, multicoloured pearls, because a lot of the Canadian women, when I used to live out there, are these not brand new? Well, they're brand new to me. They've been on air before, only once. Aren't they gorgeous? But I have got something else. I've got something brand spankers McNew for you. Just arrived in the building. I have brand new. Paula just gave these to us. Brand new, and you get absolutely loads in carat weight, huge amount of carat weight. Black onyx cabochons. We'll be talking hugely with Laura a little bit later on the black cabs. I think we're going to give you a black, not a black cab, a black cabochon, because that's a different thing. As a 5-minute mate today.
Oh yes, yeah, you are.
So please be prepared for that.
Okay.
I have got Laura's gorgeous kit, but I've got two very, very exciting strands. Have a look at these. They look like black diamonds, don't they? They're actually deep blue sapphires. They're so, so sparkly. And then you've got your beautiful emerald as well. Makes me very happy seeing those. Now, I'm going to give to you, my dearest hearts, some lovely rose quartz. Oh, that's not what I've got. Is it? You've got something different. So is it the other side? No? Hang on, I've got them. They're in the wrong box. Little flowers, yeah? Clear quartz. Oh, I'm all here and there and everywhere, aren't I? Here we go. Here we are, my darlings. Now, I like these in stud earrings. I think these will look gorgeous in... have you got Laura's DVD, the cuff and bangle DVD? These would look lovely in a very delicate cuff. Have a look. Do you remember the one that you made me, Laura, years and years ago? I don't know if you remember this. You know the flowers that we have that are round and they've got a rim to them quite thick, and we did them in white quartzite and we did them in rose quartz, and you made me a bracelet out of them.
I think so. Oh yeah,
and you went over you used that thickness of the gemstone to go over, and then you twisted, and then you went over. It was beautiful. I actually think that technique would look stunning with these. These are going to look gorgeous in earrings, aren't they? And I'm going to count these. I actually think they're a bit four-leaf clovery, aren't they? 2, 3, 4. Oh, except there's 5. 5.
Do you know what they actually, I've got a bracelet that I've made on with just a little rose quartz flower here, which is just a Byzantine,
like
so
that.
they would just look really cute like that. Do you want me to show you it?
Yes, have a look at Laura's wrist.
Well, I'll just show you. So this is like just a Byzantine, oops.
And then if you look at the quartz flower, that's exactly the same flower that I was just talking to you about. That you made me a bracelet. Do you not remember?
I think
years
so,
ago?
yeah,
It's
I can
about
think
2
so.
years ago.
Yeah, I'm struggling to remember what I did last week, to be honest. But, and I've deliberately got that one slightly off-centered so that when you wear it, it's just to the side of your wrist. And I wear this one a lot and it's really comfortable to wear, so you can keep it quite minimal as well.
So you don't need to over-fancify it. It's a nice... it's a nice colour, having it, well, or lack of colour indeed. It's nice to have a colourless gemstone because it's going to go with every outfit that you've got. It's going to go with your blues and your reds and your greens and your pastels. It doesn't matter what colour you in fact wear. Now these are going to look absolutely gorgeous in the hair, in tiaras and fascinators as well. So you've got a lot of scope for design here with this one. HYG P41, you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee with everything that you buy from us here at JewelleryMaker. These should always be $14.45. How about cufflinks as well? How about bracelets? How about lovely tassels? I would put these in male jewellery only in cufflinks if it was the groom and what are the people and the ushers and what are the people? £9.95 is your price tag, so down from $14.95. I'm going to give them a little count. That's what I'm going to do. You know, Tom, how good I am at counting, don't you? This is Tom Dorks. Because remember when I just tapped?
Yeah.
I went, and then I said, oh. He said, how many were there? And I went, oh, I forgot I just tapped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 36 on your strand is what you're going to get. And you're always going to get the wonderful hand carving, the fabulous clarity, and the same 150 carats of gorgeous clear quartz. Beautiful, isn't it? Now, actually, this is clear quartz, not crystal quartz. It's just that it was described as crystal. It's supposed to be like crystal clear, but it is in fact not crystal, but quartz. £9.95. You know what I love about us here at JewelleryMaker as well? Is that we only charge you 1 P&P. All day long, 1 P&P. We never charge you any more. It's only £2.95, which is incredible, isn't it? Now, I'm going to give to you Chariot. Now, this is absolutely gorgeous. I quite like this with the dress I'm wearing. And what I want you to see is that this is the sparkliest strand of Chariot that I've ever seen. A deep purple colour. This is absolutely beautiful, breathtakingly beautiful. Can you see that sparkle? Now I'm going to take this down to the table so you can see the colour. Now this really is a potpourri of purples that you're getting here. Have a look at these colours. Look at that. It's like when you bite into a blackberry, it's that kind of purple, isn't it? Just gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. YPIM85 is your item code. We're going to honour the launch price for you. Now it's going to go so beautifully with Peridot. Do you know it's Wimbledon already, isn't it? The gorgeous Lucy launched this strand. We are a week into Wimbledon. Where are we at today? Look at that.
I'm supposed to be there today.
I love a bit of Mary. Look at that with the beautiful peridot, just stunning. Stunning with your greens, a very Wimbledon. What are you going to do with yours? We've only got 11. They've only been on once before, and they were that fabulously popular. What I want you to look at is that, actually consider this, we don't have a lot of deep purple gemstone, and such a lovely mix of deeps and pastel purples in here. It's a natural gemstone. You can see that's very earthy, it's very organic. Chariot is a gemstone that just gives us some of the most beautiful lavender colours. And you think about a lavender field, they are the perfect lavender tones, aren't they? And you do get gorgeous sort of flecks of white in this gemstone. It's a fairly new gemstone as far as gemstones are concerned, because it was only discovered in the 1940s. Isn't it pretty? And it's that, isn't it? It's really, so it is quite new. I mean, 1940 might seem like a long time ago, but actually when you think about how long we've known about certain gems for, how long have we known about rubies and sapphires? We've only got 8. These will sell out. Angela, Tracy and Norma. Now, we look at things like zircon that have been around, well, we've rewritten history with zircon, haven't we? Now, look at that colour. Look at that sparkle. Now let's think about how we can actually utilise this gemstone strand. Because of the sparkle, I would keep it quite high end. Because of that sparkle, I would put this with the gemstones that I think deserve that fanfare of lustre coming from those facets. I think this would make a very nice sweetie style bracelet. Few accents in the middle of those sterling silver jump rings would look absolutely superb. Just a few interspersed. Maybe earrings, definitely rings, clusters, absolutely. But essentially for me, I think this is a necklace and bracelet strand. I think it's one that's going to look just gorgeous in your collection. YPI M85. Chara is a gemstone that is very hard for us to get hold of here at JewelleryMaker. We don't see it a lot. The colours are stunning. Just look at that wonderful blossom colour. £21.95. The last time, how many were ever made of these? We don't see this a lot. We only had 100, and these are the last 6 remaining in stock. Laura, this is a very special gemstone. We don't see it often. It is a gems of distinction. You can see those tones are so perfect. We do expect to see gemstones like this in the very high-end jewellers. But what do I do with it when I've got it home?
See, that's the first time I've actually seen that on air. I've never seen, it's never been on air when I've been on before, so that's the first time I've actually seen it. And like you say, I haven't seen it very often, just watching the show. For me, you saying about bracelets and earrings, and it would be one of those that I would want to just take. Are they graduated?
Yes, they are,
Yeah.
Laura. They're graduated from 7 by 5 all the way up to 9 by 4.
So what I would probably do is take the thickest, like the largest part, and have that as a focal part of a necklace. So you just maybe get some sterling silver chain and just have it, so you have that as the necklace there, or even Viking knit, so you'd have a bit of the Viking knit chain and then just that as the centre. And then you can make a matching bracelet. You could then make a ring, and then you could just have a couple in earrings. So you could actually probably make a whole set out of them. But then if you wanted to go sort of real for fun, you could make a lovely tassel necklace and just have loads of them drops all coming off a chain and a matching pair of earrings. So you can do a lot.
Would you keep it sterling silver with cherryite, because it is a gemstone that does tend to be quite a higher price point for us to buy? This is very good value that you're seeing here, but I mean, if I was to see it in at Tiffany & Co or a really high-end gem, we'd be paying hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, I think, it's one of those that you could kind of, you could make it a mix of both. So if you did use a plated metal, you are then making it an affordable piece of jewellery, but you still have to factor in the cost of your stones. You still have to take all that into account. But it allows people to be able to own a piece of jewellery made with that gemstone, but maybe not have to pay that high-end price if you did put a sort of a plated metal with it. But then if you've got the sterling silver or anything like that, then yeah, why not treat yourself and use it with it as well? Or make 1 or 2 pieces sterling silver and the rest mix. You know, you can sort of spread it out.
So you've got the options there. You can make it more affordable. Now, this is a gemstone that we don't have at our reaches very often. Please remember that unlike a lot of other shopping channels, we're not just going to give you a 12-day or a 14-day back money guarantee. We're going to give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. Louise in Essex, you've got 2 of these, meaning that we only now have 3 left. Now, I am seeing I say that and then the basket gets checked straight out. Sally, Louise has got 2. Anonymous in Merseyside, you've got yours. This is a very high-end strand. It's Monday Madness with me and Lady B today. Don't forget our text in today off the back of my friend Dooley, who keeps finding weird things in stables normally living. We're asking you, what have you found in a random place? We've got a very good one. Here's the number 2. to text the normal network charges will. Nick, oh, hang on, is it? Do I know her? Well, let's have a look. Well, it's Gloucestershire. Nicola, this is where the monk jacks were. Hi, Jenny. A pheasant landed on my lawn. It spotted my dog through the window, stood frozen for 2 hours. What? I live in town. Where do you live? Whereabouts in Gloucestershire do you live, Nicola? I want to know. I wonder if she lives in Chelters or in Gloucester or in Stroud. I want to know. I need more information, Nicola. Maybe I know you. You're talking about a blue Persian cat?
Yeah.
A Persian blue?
It's not a blue, it's British short hair or something it's called.
And it's literally tiny?
Well,
a blueberry cat?
No, it's not a blueberry cat. All right,
I'm making words up.
I'm not making words. You're making words up.
I am, yeah.
I will find out. I will clarify it later.
Because we're like, I ain't making no words up. You're making words up. No, I'm not. Chariot is now gone and soda. Can I just draw attention to the fact that I know I've got a pink splodge in my hair? My son, I'd had a glass of wine. My son was cuddling me. And what I didn't know during the cuddle was I was sneakily colouring in my hair with a felt tip pen. And I can't get it out. Can you see it? Can you see it?
You actually can't see it now. You've took it down.
Can't you?
No, when it was up, I could see it, but
I don't even know where it is. But it is there somewhere.
No, you
I've
can't
got pink hair.
When you had it up, I could see it earlier when you had it up, but not when it's down. So you didn't need to tell anybody that.
Kids, Law. Kids. I love that boy. He's crazy. Now, we are part of a wonderful company, the Genuine Gemstone Company. If you love jewellery, if you love to make jewellery, if you love to create jewellery, perhaps you have to wear jewellery, please check out our other channel. It's called Gems TV and it's fabulous.
Did you know you can purchase incredible jewellery featuring genuine gemstones on our sister channel, Gems? Come along and see what treasures you can find.
Hello, my lovely. So go check out Gems TV. It's fabulous. And I'll tell you what, we love trying on the jewellery, don't we, Laura? It's all out there. We're like, gorgeous diamond rings. Now, I'm going to give you Laura's challenge today. Laura, talk to me about what you've made with. Is this the first one we're doing? This isn't the first one. This isn't the first one, is it?
Yeah,
that's
yeah. My.
So we're going to be giving you Laura's first challenge, which is some gorgeous wires and some beautiful gemstones. The designer inspiration, sorry. Laura, talk to me about the kit, what inspired you to put the colours together, and what you actually wanted to achieve with it.
Well, what I actually wanted to do was, you know, when we do a Viking knit, you know, I wanted to really be able to go over all of the little things like the adding on, you know, the sort of how to change colours, how to drop stitches, how to add them. So I wanted to try and incorporate all of that into one piece. So it is a bit of a take on one that I've done a while ago, but it was very rushed. I wanted to really be able to go in depth and show how you can do all of these, and all little tips and tricks as well. And so obviously the gold and the blue, we wanted to go for something a little bit Egyptian-y, sort of to have that sort of rich royal look to it, really. And I basically gave the outlines to Pip, and he sort of came up with this, and it's just, I let him do all the hard work.
Good on you. Now, can I have that gorgeous necklace, please? Because I actually want to just show you what Laura's done. When you showed this to me this morning, I thought, oh my good golly, have a look. I actually watched for the first time last night the King's Speech. Never seen it before. I loved it. And I loved I love things like that. And it's kind of very regal, is this, isn't it? It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the gemstone mix. I think these colours are beautiful. But mostly for me, Laura, it's this flattened Viking knit that you've done here.
Yeah.
Because normally we're used to Viking knit being very tubular. So let's have a look at what Laura's done. And it's a flattened Viking knit. Laura's going to talk to us in depth about how we actually achieved that. It just gives such a beautiful finish. And how professional does this look? I love the three colours together. I think they look stunning. Actually, more than three colours, isn't it? No, it's three colours.
3 colours of wire.
Of the wire.
Yeah.
I'm going to show everybody, you've made your own jump rings here to create your own chain. So neat and tidy. I love that. It's almost like a form of simple chainmail there too.
Yeah, it is. It's called a 2-in-1, and it is literally that. It's a 2-in-1.
I'm going to try this on. I kind of eyeballed this up to steel earlier.
So
I
it's
just
one
think
that you
it's
can,
breathtaking.
yeah, and you can mould it as well. So it's designed to sit across your neck like that, yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like a collar style.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. Do you know, this would look beautiful either with an evening gown with a sweetheart neckline,
Yeah.
or with a white shirt and a pair of blue jeans.
Yeah.
I think it's got that versatility to it, Laura. Yeah. If you were feeling like you wanted to go a little bit glam, if you're going out for lunch, but you didn't want to overdo it with your dress, then do it with your jewellery. I think this would be a very sellable piece at a jewellery party as well, don't you think? I think it's gorgeous. It's one of those pieces you want to try on in front of your friends for them to go, ooh, I love that. Now let me show you the elements that you need if you want to create what Laura's created. Have a look at this. Now, the beautiful gold shell pearl for me is perfection personified, because I always look for that perfect round in a pearl. I love coloured pearls, I love gold especially for vintage, and I really adore gold in the sort of mother of the bride pieces as well. It's a perfect strand going towards autumn and winter because it's got those crisp golden colours, look very nice with your chocolate browns and very nice with your burnt oranges. So do think about adding this colour. Of course, very summery if you want to add it with some clear quartz as well, so it's great for the now. But of course we are now thinking about our autumnal pieces, aren't we? We're thinking about those other collections. You've got to do it, haven't you? Got to be ahead of your game. So this is one that I would absolutely get in my stash in anticipation of that. Even if you're not going to do the designer inspiration today, please do think about the fact that you've got those golden pearls, and shell pearl are not faux pearl. They're not big balls of glue covered in pearly paint. They are in fact reformed, reconstituted real pearl. They are made up of genuine pearl. Have a look at these because they're gorgeous. Blue agate, graduated. Did you see the earrings that Mark Smith made me last week that were from a graduated round strand? Now they're back by very popular demands, almost threatening demands. We need them. You do need them. Graduated rounds are so important if you're doing certain macrame, certain graduated earrings, or graduated anything. These are gorgeous, aren't they? But have a look at this as well, the creme de la creme, natural lapis lazuli, an Egyptian gemstone to most people's memories when they're thinking about Egyptian pieces, Egyptian makeup even, because this was a gemstone along with turquoise that was crushed down. That's what I love, and used in makeup and paintings. What I love about these is the fact that they can sit either way. They can be lovely buttons face up. They can almost be square dowels, because they're not rondelles, they ain't round. They're square dowels. I'm making up words again, aren't I? I think Vicky Carr might have made up square dowel. I think they're fabulous. We've got a roundabout in Letchworth Garden City which is square, so it's called a square about.
Makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. Call a spade, I say. Now I'm also going to give you, now this is the wire gauge that Laura made that chain out of. 1.25, one of my all-time favourite gauges. I blinking love this stuff. It's thick enough to make rings out of. You can hammer it and it looks wonderful, because it's flat and it gives that rustic look. Then I'm going to give you 0.6, it's so regal, darlings, 0.6 wire, gorgeous, in blue, and it's the one that you want to make your earring findings out of. Laura's, of course, these are perfect for your Viking knit as well. You need the skinnier gauges. 0.4 is one of those skinnier gauges, and then a 0.6 as well. So these are perfect for your Viking knit. Here, we're talking about your backbone. We're talking about the pieces that are going to hold the structure pieces. You're getting 4 whole reels of wire, and you're getting 3 gemstone strands. Now, I was talking to Carol earlier, and we were both talking about why do people shop with us for our wire deals. We look beyond the fabulous price, actually, because you can find wire for similar prices to us. We're not going to pretend you can't, because you can. So why, Carol and I were asking, why do people come back and rave about our wire? What was the key word? What's the key thing? Because, you know, we're getting passionate. We're and, you know, Carol and I both love working for JewelleryMaker so much. And Carol was getting almost like gushy over it earlier, wasn't she? Now, she was, there were tears for me. Now, what is it? What is that key word about our wire? And I'll tell you one thing, it's quality and softness. Those are the 2 words that the jewellery makers that have used this wire, and go and check out our FIFA reviews. Soft, malleable, the quality is outstanding, and it keeps its colour. Gemma Crow, raves and raves and raves about our wire. It's the wire for her. It's her wire of choice. Now, Laura, you are a wire worker, and I want you to be utterly honest with me. Outside of working with sterling silver wire, why would you choose a JewelleryMaker wire over one from a popular craft store that rhymes with Bobby Shaft?
I like the fact that you've got the colour range, and some of the colours that you've got are actually quite hard to get. So like the blue is quite a royal blue, so it's quite hard to get those shades, and also the purple is just such a lovely deep shade. So I love the colour range
so
that
the
you've
colour
got.
range,
And you know, it's quite vibrant. And again, you like you say, it's the malleability, it's good quality, it lasts. It, you know, it's easy to work with, and it's a good price.
So the price, the colour range, and that it is easy to work with. Because I looked at other wires and I did see similar prices, but I said as well to Carol, don't forget, you know, I think people are coming back and back and back. Jewellery makers are loving us, not only for the quality, not only for the softness. Perhaps it's because we only charge 1 PMP as well.
Yeah.
$2.95. A lot of other places charge a much higher post and package rate.
Plus, a lot of other places will sometimes show a price, but that'll be pre-VAT. So it will look...
Oh, how annoying.
So you think I'm going to get it for X amount, but that's the pre-VAT price. And then obviously when you go to the checkout, they then add all of the VAT, which will then suddenly add a load more on.
I don't like that, because I'm not clever enough to work out what VAT is.
I want to know how much I'm paying.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what VAT is. I don't know, when someone goes, do I add 17%? How do I add 17%? I don't even know. I can add 10% onto a price. I don't know. I don't like that, actually. You're right. I don't like it when they say I don't even like it when you pay for a car tyre. They add VAT on. Let alone anything else. PGG C32. Let's be massively inspired by Laura. You should be paying £34 and 65 pence for all of this. You've got 4 reels of wonderful wire. But we're not going to make you pay that today. PGG C52. Oh, Danny, we are going to... Oh, £21 and 95 pence, as if by magic. £21.95 with a 30-day, no question, money back guarantee with 1 PMP. It's only £2.95. You've already shopped with Lucy this morning. You don't even pay any extra PMP. You don't pay any extra. If this is the first time you've ever ordered with us here at JewelleryMaker, you get loads of free goodies with your very first order. Let me show you those free goodies. No. Have a look at this. You get a JewelleryMaker book. You get a DVD for free, which takes you step by step by step by step. You get a JM Hub magazine. You got blooming everything that you need to come shopping with us here at JewelleryMaker. £21.95 is an amazing price tag for what you're getting. Look, shell pearl, blue agate, lapis lazuli, 4 reels of wire. It's blooming brilliant, that. Now let's go over and join Laura with today's first designer inspiration. What beautiful gemstones you're getting. Look at that gold, absolutely stunning. So Laura, we're in love with the kit. You've made a really outstanding piece here. Talk to me about this Viking weave. Is it hammered? Is there a new technique I need to learn?
Nope. We do use the larger daisy tool for it.
So you didn't hammer that, you just squashed it?
Just squashed it, basically. Yeah, you just manipulate it. So for this one, we will use the finer,
the
larger
lazy
tool,
daisy.
Yeah, but we don't. We just flatten it. So you know, you can, if you had bought the whammer. It's the whammer, isn't it?
Whammer lammer?
You probably.
You mean the wire whacker, not the wire whammer?
The whammer.
What,
the hammer with the nylon.
With the hammer, right? Yep.
Just because it's.
What about the wire whacker? Would that not work?
Probably not with the stones, because you've got stones on there.
Oh, you've put yes.
So if it was a flat piece and you weren't incorporating stones, then it probably would be
then
okay.
Yes,
but you obviously you're using stones, and again, even if you were using a hammer, I would be very gentle because of the stones. I just did that using my nylon pliers, and just using my hands as well.
Oh, I've seen you do that, little squidgement.
Yeah, you just squidge along, and it's and so that's how we do that. And then it's just a matter of you know, what I want to show with this piece is how we start the weave off, how we add wire in, how we change the colour of the wire so that it, you know, that's what I wanted that piece in there. How we add drop stitches and how we add stitches back in. So I want to try and cover all of that, and obviously then to complete the whole piece as well. So that's what we're going to go for.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so for this one we're going to use with the bundle, you get your 0.6 in the blue and in the gold. And you get the gold in the 0.4. The reason we went for that was just because if there's any kind of sewing to be done, like, you know, attaching any of the little stones or anything like that, that little wire is going to go through all of those gemstones.
Okay.
The 0.6 is a little bit more restrictive as to what stones go on it. Some of the lapis go on it, but not all of them.
Okay.
Okay, and again, using that finer wire, it's easier. You can see there how it's sort of been sewn in, so it blends in more.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is just cut a length of wire off. Now, what I can, I've got a prep piece here, so I'm going to use this to show. And I've done this one in an in the opposite colourway, and just use different stones. And I did all of this out of the wire that came in that one bundle.
Okay.
I had a couple of times.
Oh, what? So you've done a practice piece and this piece. So you've got enough to make two.
Got enough to make two.
Oh, lovely.
So I mean, obviously, alternate colourway.
Wire heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, you do use a lot of wire.
Weave, yeah.
So with this one, I just wanted to show you how it actually starts. So this is the top of it. This is where we're going to start from. And so you'll see that it's just plain weave all the way down here. And then I start to add the stone. So when we add the stone, that's when we're going to drop the stitches. Okay, and then you continue all the way down. And then we're going to add the next colour in. And then when I've done that bit, I'm going to just pick up the next colour again and continue it. And if I just show you here, we go to this end here, and then obviously to mirror it, you have to add that stitch that we dropped to add these stones on. You have to add that back in to make it look complete. And again, count these stitches. Now I counted 6. So there's 6 on this side and 6 on this side of these plain stitches before you add.
Before you get into the gemstones. Now you could do this in different colourways as well.
Yeah,
You could do. Danny's just saying you could do a whole rainbow of colours.
You could just do a whole mix of colours. You could do it all in one colour. You know, it's got a lot of variants. You can even do where you alternate the colour rows. So you do one row of blue and one row of gold.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Would it be more time consuming?
No, it's just a different way of doing it.
All right.
So what I also wanted to say is, on that piece I added in 4 times. On this one I managed to make it only 3. But when you add wire in, and I am going to show how you add wire in, but you'll see here, this is the most obvious just because of the colour changing. You can just about see where the blue goes into the gold. That's just the tails, and then if you look down here, you'll probably just about be able to see the gold going into the blue. Yeah, you can see it just there. Okay, make sure when you do this, whenever you add any wires on, they're all done on the same row. So this one's on the same row as this one, so they'll all be consistent. So that when you crunch it and flatten it, you can make sure, and this is going to be on the back of my piece as well. So visually it won't be at the front. Okay, so it's just little things like that, just making sure if you do these little things, it's going to make a nicer finish on your overall piece. So I'm only going to cut a little bit off because I'm not going to do all of it, but I'm just going to show you how I'm going to start. But what I would probably, again, it depends how confident and comfortable you are working with long lengths of wire. About 2 meters, if you can handle a little bit more, then great. It's
The more the better then,
yeah.
really. You don't want to work directly off the reel because you need to use both hands.
Yeah, being a thicker wire doesn't spring about as much as if you were using, say, a 0.4, and it does build quicker, so you don't have to worry too much about that. But if you can handle about 2.5 meters, then go for it. But if not, just be aware that you will have to add, and again, find that suitable place and make sure it's all done on the same place.
Okay.
So to start the weave itself, clear my workspace, because this wire will, if there's any tools around, it will wrap itself around, and when you're working with it, you start picking tools up and everything. It's fun.
I've got the smaller Lazy Daisy for you today. We're showing you on the larger one. You can do this on the smaller one, but it's easier to show you on the larger one. I'll grab that and draw plate for you in a bit.
All that will do is just change the actual thickness of your piece.
Yeah.
So you know when you're seeing all of these collar necklaces at the moment, and then you've got like that thick chain, and then you've got little lengths of chain and drops, you could do a thinner one made on the smaller daisy and have that in the centre, and then have chains going either side of it and drops, so you can play about with it a little bit. So, and also for rings I used a smaller one as well.
Aha, and you've done some rings, haven't you, later on?
So what I want to do is just show you. So this is, I know this is the larger one. It's got 12 little holes in the top of the daisy, okay?
12 petals.
And I've actually used 8. The reason is I want there to be consistent gaps around it. If I was to go any higher than that, it's going to be really cramped. But if I was, you know, it doesn't matter how many you do, the diameter is still going to be the same of the weave.
Now, I want to just tell everybody, and I was talking to you about this earlier on, even though this looks complicated, I can do it. All you've got to remember is where to cross round. You don't have to worry about taking from left to right to meet in the middle to go round a leg.
No.
It is easier than kumihimo and macrame put together.
Yeah.
But you do need the right tool.
Yes.
You can do it off the back of a wooden spoon, but
can.
this is easier.
Yeah.
I can do it, which means you can definitely do it, because I'm normally about 12 years behind everyone else in my development. It's true.
I'll get you to prove it in a minute.
But I will. Well, I will. I'll have a go. I can do this. Well, you taught me, and I don't do it outside of, because I haven't got my own lazy daisy. And I promise you, I do find this easy. I'm very therapeutic, actually.
It is,
Laura.
actually. It's quite nice, you know. I mean, I was making a prep piece last night whilst I was sort of catching up on some TV, and it was just nice. And it's, once you know what you're doing,
it's tra-la-la easy, isn't it? It is. Yeah, you know when you're like, and not, you know what I mean, when you're like too much concentrating. When something's easy to make, I actually find it a lot more therapeutic, because otherwise it stresses me out, doesn't it you?
And you can put it down as well, and you haven't got to worry.
Stress-free, yeah,
about
I will say
where was I? You just pick it straight back up
Yeah,
again.
you can see, and you just got to go on to the next cross.
Yeah.
I do struggle with, I love kumihimo so much, but I'm not. I am mathematically challenged, as you know, and so I just.
Once you lose the pattern, or you think, did I do that, or did I? Oh,
and if somebody's talking, I'm like, don't talk to me. No, you know, and that doesn't happen in my house, because there's always something going on. So this is easy.
This is really easy. Okay, so what I found the easiest way to actually start this is to remove the daisy. Put your wire through one of the holes, and it doesn't matter which one, there's no wrong or right. And what you'll see on the tool itself is there's 2 sets of holes. Now, I'm going to be totally honest, I'm not sure why there's 2. I think it might be that if you want to add wire, maybe have 2 pieces, I'm not sure, but I only ever really ever used the top one, the highest set. So you can see there you've got the highest hole there, and if I just turn it to the side there, you'll see where it comes out there. So I just put the wire through the highest part.
It's a little bit like a recorder.
It is.
I don't know why I added that, because it has nothing to do with what we're doing. Sorry, continue on.
So I'm just going to bend that little sort of tail back, and then keeping this wire nice and straight, just place the daisy on. So that makes it a nice, it makes it nice and fluid. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is just bend that wire around into a loop. Bring the wire to the next hole. So just bring the wire up. Use your hands to guide this. When you are using a 0.6, it is a little bit more, you do have to control it a little bit more. And then again, just control that and form that loop there. Now what you'll see here is there's a groove, okay? Just use that groove as a guide as to how big you want your loops to be, all right? And so what I do then, I've done 2. So because I'm going for 8.
And this is the 0.6 wire you're
using
right
using the 0.6. So because I'm going to be going for 8, I'm going to go 2, skip 1, 2, skip 1, 2, skip 1, all the way around, okay? So I've just, and if it, just don't let it, if it turns around like that, just, so you can see, you probably can't see it too well, but I've skipped that one hole, and then I'm going to go to these 2 and then skip, and I'm going to continue that pattern as you can see it there. Sorry about my really awful hands. There you go. And then if I just bring that one up, so this can happen. You can see this now, and it's quite good when this happens because you can get to see it. It's just twisted. I'm just using my pliers just to untwist it. If you're using 0.4, that's obviously going to be a lot easier to untwist. Using 0.6, it's a little bit more. All right, but that's fine, so don't worry too much about that. Skip 1. So if I just do this super quick. This is probably fighting me a bit more because I'm trying to show you. Sorry, you should know by now. That's only a good glad drop.
That was very close. Who did that to me? Nearly Sammy did that to me the other day, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry. We need to get you protection, eye goggles.
I found my son's Nerf gun goggles yesterday, and I did actually think these could be going on my eyes.
When next time you see you on Viking It Showed Me, just make sure
I'm
you
gonna
bring
wear
them. Yeah, I would.
I'm going to wear them. That won't be embarrassing for any of my family, will it? Seeing me with these big visors on.
Yeah, but you'll be safe.
I'll be fine. I had to clean out his whole bedroom because I bought him bunk beds at the weekend.
Oh, do you know Jackson wants bunk beds?
Why are they obsessed with bunk beds?
I think it's because his friend's got a bunk bed, and every time we say now, because you can have mum, he's going to have our room when we have our work done. because he's got a little rubbish box room at the moment. And every time I say, what do you want in your bedroom? He's like, bug
Bug
beds.
beds. Yeah, took me ages to clean out that room, and the things I found, a lot of chocolate actually.
Right, so in the kit, well, whenever you buy a tool, whether you buy the tool individually or whether you buy it as part of the kit, you will always get the little pin.
Now I'm going to give everybody, actually off the back of that, the Lazy Daisy tool right now, because a lot of people are asking for it, and it does come with that pick in it. Hang on, let me open it up, my lovelies. I've got one, don't you worry, lovely.
You've already done
now this is the one I learnt on.
Yeah.
And it is easy, it's just as easy, but I would use a smaller gauge wire, maybe 0.4 to start with.
I always say 0.4 because you can see just by watching me try and add this how it fights a little bit, but I know that I'm doing it right. So
you're all
once
right.
you're happy that you're doing it correctly, then you can start experimenting with different gauges.
So I'm going to give you the Viking knit wire weaving tool right now. It's called a Lazy Daisy, which does sound like a nice summer's day, a lazy daisy, doesn't it? There you go. So there's your daisy. You pop your wire through and it's got your pick with it, and you also get full instructions. Have a look at that, and it's patented. And it is a USA product. It was produced in the USA specifically for jewellery making. £19.95 for your Viking knit tool. You're going to be able to create some of those beautiful, beautiful pieces from Viking knit. You can do quite tubular designs actually. Now I know I've got one somewhere. I'll give you the DVD. I did have some. Where's the Karen Crawford Viking knit? Or have you got any up there? We did have some more Viking knit pieces. Oh, there is Scott. Have you? Yeah, on the shelf. No, down one, bottom shelf. That's it. Stop. Carry on, warm. Stop. No, too fast. Back. No.
The bracelet in between the black
He's
and white
got
bust.
this.
Down.
Oh, no, stop.
Put your hand straight along a little bit.
To the right, to the right. Stop.
Back.
No.
No.
Did you ever see that? Did you ever see that
nightmare.
thing with the
Nightmare.
where we had the
Nightmare.
shield? Come and present
that's
for
not gonna
me.
help.
Come and present, and I'll go and get it. Come and talk about your life. All right. This is Scott, the floor manager.
Hello.
There's only 45 left in stock, Scott.
45 left in stock. Okay, well, you have those 45 left in stock, apparently.
Oh, well, that's good.
Keep going.
So, what are you
Sausage
doing?
dog.
She's just coming down, actually.
Yeah.
You found it.
I found a sausage dog. Go on,
Okay,
Scott.
we've got Jean from Devon. Hello.
Muriel.
I can't pronounce
Muriel.
Muriel from Aberdeenshire. Hello.
Durrell in Bedfordshire.
Aberdeenshire is a lovely place, isn't it?
I've never been. Have you been?
No, yeah, I've been.
No. Yes. He said.
I have been. It's very nice.
Is it? I want to go.
yeah.
How long have we had the sausage dog?
I think
Alison
Alison did it
Tariff.
on the weekend, didn't she? It's cute, isn't it? Don't you ruin your dress.
We should all wear sausage dogs at all times. In an ethical way. Oh no, now you can see my bra strap. That's not nice. Hang on. Sausage dog! Nah. No. This is Viking knit. Why I was doing that was because I found a sausage dog on the way. This is what I love's a dachshund as well. Bit of mustard. Have a look. Have a look. This is Viking knit, and it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That's what you're going to achieve by buying the Lazy Daisy today. My darling jewellery makers, I'm going to give you the draw plate because the draw plate is quite an essential thing. I'm still working on that human draw plate. I say it every time, it still hasn't happened. Human draw plate, because when you put your Viking knit through here, it makes it skinnier every time. It would be a bit bone crushery if it was us though, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah.
Talk to me about why the draw plate is very, very important.
Well, it is, like you've just said, basically. I mean, I don't use a draw plate on this particular project, but it just reduces it. So you can see here, this piece has come off of the tool. Obviously, I can't draw this because it's got
You can roll it
gemstones.
flat, then draw it, can't you? When it hasn't got the gemstones.
When it hasn't got gemstones. So it will come off on this size, okay? And then when you draw it through the draw plate, I just don't know if I've got this one that I'm wearing now. I'll show you this in a minute.
Oh yes, get skinnier and skinnier and
will just
skinnier. You
get
literally
skinnier
pull
and
it,
skinnier
pull
and
it,
skinnier.
pull it, and it gets tighter and tighter
Yeah.
and tighter and tighter and tighter. In fact, way tighter than you'd ever actually be able to create from hand.
The one that I'm wearing now is actually a free loop done on a smaller tool, and through the smallest hole. So it adds a really nice sort of delicate chain that you can wear with most pieces. And I actually wear this one with, I keep the chain and just swap the pendants around with it. So it just makes it, and it's really comfortable to wear. It's lightweight, but it looks substantial. But obviously, it's a bit everything's different depending on tools that you, the amount of loops and stuff that you've got as to how low you can go. But it just reduces it down and makes it a bit longer as well.
Have a look at that, and you've got a conditioning cloth with it too. Bring out that nice shine to your jewellery and prevent some scagging from little sticky outy wires.
Yeah, it just settles all the links, make sure, and then you can draw them through, and then it just conditions it as well.
Perfect. Right, so we're going to continue with the demo. Now you've got the things that you need. You've got the kit. You've got your lazy daisy. Let's carry on so we know exactly what to do with it when we've got it home.
Okay, so again, having this little sort of pin, what's really handy, and you'll really only find this on the first row really. You do need it every now and again throughout, but this is the most, you just pop it through underneath the cross and lift it slightly, and then you'll find that your wire will just go through nice and easily, and again just manipulate it into that loop. So if I just show you on this one, you don't always need it.
That's it, that's the technique right there.
That is it.
And then you go through the cross.
Yep, so I'm just trying to see it backwards.
Is it the whole cross, isn't it?
Yep, so again, I'm lifting that wire up because it's a little bit, and these are really cool for stabbing it. Yeah, you can have a go.
Thank you.
So that's fine. So this is just adding it on. So if you just want to continue it around and do a couple of...
through the cross? And all I need to do is grab my, so I go through there, don't I?
Yeah, just behind it. So if you're struggling, just take the pin.
I need the pick, I think.
You do tend to need it the most at the beginning stage, just at this part here, and then once you start the weave itself, it sort of relaxes.
So this is easy now. Through the cross, pull.
And pull it down as you're going. So pull it
down, not up?
No, pull it around, because what you're doing is you're forming a loop. So if you pull it around, you're already forming that loop. Again, if you need your pick.
Yeah, I do.
You probably will.
Give us a pick.
Yeah.
That should do it. I'll get under there, won't I? No, I won't. I can go through though, can't I? Can I go through that?
Yeah,
bit of a. I can do it. It's easy. I promise.
It's fine. It's just because of. There we go. It's because I didn't.
Oh, that bit. There you go. Right. So just using the pick and literally. So Laura's saying. Now my natural instinct was to go up.
Yeah.
Like so in sewing.
Put it
I don't want to do that. I want to go down.
So by doing that, now that's good that you've done that.
That's what I've done. I've caught on that.
That's good that you've done that, because this does happen. Sometimes when you get to that little initial tail, what can happen is your loop will just catch that tail.
Can I cut the tail off?
Not yet.
Just go over.
Just pull it out slightly and lift it up.
Okay.
You're going to cut that tail off in 2 minutes. We're just going to do a complete sort of circle.
One complete round.
Yeah. And you can see if you do bring that wire around as you're going, you'll find it will naturally form a loop, and you don't have to pull it very hard. You don't want to get a really tight tension on it. You just want it to be where it naturally stops.
Okay. So come on, go through there, you little wiggler. There we go.
That's it now.
In it goes.
Hang on,
I'm going to just go over the overhead so you can see what I'm doing.
No, stop.
Hang on a minute. Hang on.
But I can see that's what's going to happen, and it's good again that you've done this.
What have I done?
So what Jen has done, she hasn't realised, is she's gone straight through.
Oh, there, and not underneath the
No, you've gone through. You've gone underneath your cross, but see, you're...
Oh yeah, I've gone through there.
So
what a nana.
All that happens is that this will happen. So you just
undo it.
I haven't even undone it. I haven't taken it out. I've just pulled it back out. So just catch these little things, because they do happen without you realising. And it will happen when you're doing this, and you have to just make sure you pull it back out. And you might want to go down a little bit. Maybe that's it. Oh, look, I've got like a bit of... Just a bit.
Yeah, now you know how there we go, wiggler.
I haven't got anyone in my ear.
Little wiggler and down.
That's it, and then just pulling it around.
I tell you what, it's just as easy as sewing. It's just as easy as the inny-outy sewing stitch. Let me use my... Now, the kit, beautiful gemstones, and I promise you, if you've never done Viking knit before, look, I'm doing it. It's easy. That's all you've got to do. Through the cross and round. And now we've done a complete round.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
So you're back at the start now.
Hey, I did 4 of those stitches. That's how easy it is.
So what you want to do now is, again, just catch that. Now what you'll do is when you get here, if you move, because you can move twist your daisy around, and now I can see where that little tail is coming out of the hole.
And you want to get rid of
I'm
that.
just going to snip that. Because if you don't, and you start knitting around it, what can happen, especially when you're using a point higher than a 0.4 wire, is it locks and you can't remove it because it's all locked in.
Yeah, it's all
so just this is secure now. This is fine. So what I'm going to do is show you one. Here's one we made earlier.
Oh, lovely.
Okay.
And I can carry on with that.
You can carry on with that. Yeah, you
Thank
can.
you.
No, actually, I need that. What am I on about? No, you can't.
Oh.
If you want to remove it, I'm sorry. You can try it later. So look, if you want to remove that from the daisy, now you can see I've removed these pieces from the daisy. I can still go back and place it back on the daisy and pick my weaves back up, as long as I haven't drawn it through the draw plate.
So I'm just going to recap what you get in your kit. A lot of people are asking what everything for £21.95 is what you get.
And I've got all this left.
You get the 3. You've got loads left, and you did 2 lots of projects with it as well. You get 4 reels of wire, shell pearl, lapis lazuli, and the graduated rounds of blue agate. Laura had lots left over and did 2 of these projects, so you've got enough for at least 2 of these necklaces.
But that's what I've got left in that little bit there, and that wire, and I did use practically all of the blue and gold wire, apart from the 0.4 size of that left. But yeah, I've still got all of that left. You can make earrings, you can do anything you want with the rest of it.
I mean, there's loads left, and 0.6 is so versatile, isn't it?
So when you want to remove these off of the daisy, just gently push it up so that all of the little loops are slightly raised. Okay, if you see, just slightly raised.
After you as well. I'm in a daisy mood.
And so what I'm going to do is just snip. And the only reason I'm saying do it like this is because, and I'll tell you this, if you do it like that and then snip it like this, what can happen is, I've done it, you can sort of nick the daisy. With your pliers.
Don't do that, for
No,
goodness
I've
sake.
done it, especially on the smaller one. So I found out just by pushing it up and then just sticking it on the top.
You've got to watch that. How many lazy daisies have you got, love?
I think I've got 2 or 3.
Just borrowing them.
Okay, so now that that's gone back on, so this is one that I've already made, and I just wanted to show you now how we can drop the stitches and pick them back up. Now when you've removed it, just be aware that these, I know this is obvious, but these are like little sharp hooks, so try and do this on a surface and then just remove them, because if they do go on your carpet, I'm just saying from experience, they
hurt when you stand on them.
Yeah, they do. So what I've done on this piece here is I've gone down 6 loops. So if I've counted, I think I might have gone slightly past it, but my loops here, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I've gone past it, but you can see. Okay. Now another little thing I found quite helpful is this little groove here. When you're doing the actual knitting, if you can place your weave sort of so that your current working line is there, because it's grooved, it's easier to get behind the loops. If that makes sense?
Yeah, because like I was just struggling to get behind them, wasn't I?
You've got that little gap. So if I might be able to show you. You can see there, I'm going to bring that wire through. It goes through a lot easier because it's got that little groove.
Yeah.
And it's making it easier. So, take advantage of this. So when you're ready and you think you found a nice, what will happen is sometimes you'll find some of the lines have gone a little bit closer together than others, and that's fine, but if you want to add a stitch, drop a stitch, do that where your lines have gotten a little bit close, if that makes sense. So say these,
so that you don't see the blend then, do you, if you've...
Well, what it is, it makes your life easier for when you're weaving. So if we look around here, these ones here are slightly got a nice gap between them, and then the ones here are a little bit closer, just only a little bit, because this is quite even, but sometimes you'll find they go a little bit closer together. And so if you need to drop a stitch, do it here, because you've got more
make your own life
weaving
easier
space
then,
in here, yeah. So to drop a stitch is what we'll do, pick a stone. Now I'm just going to pick random stones now.
Any stone, any stone.
I did plan it out for the piece, but for this I'm just going to add. Now when you're using if you do decide to use these little lapis, they're cute and they're easier to add on. So I'll add one on with this just to show you, and then I'll add one on with a round one.
I love those lapis. And what about them being square though? Does that fit nicely into the Viking weave, or does it hinder the design, or is it okay?
It sits nicely because you're just going to place it and position it just there. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip this row here. So I'll just turn it around for you to see. So I want to, because especially when I start adding round beads, I'm just going to place this up a bit for you. Sorry, there you go, that's better. When I'm adding round beads, especially, they're going to take up more space. So you need to drop that stitch. So you place it on, get it sitting nice and comfortably. Don't worry about it. These ones are going to run a little bit. And then you just miss that one and go straight across and just hold it in place before you secure that loop. And then push with your finger to flatten that loop on the side. So you just flatten that. Now when you're using a rounder bead, you'll see that it gets a little bit harder. You do have to flatten it with your finger.
If it's a round bead, will it sit nicely against the skin still?
Yeah.
Is it still something that
But those
you can
ones
use?
are round.
Oh yeah, of course they are.
So all I'm going to do now is quickly go back around and show you what we do next. So
I'm
we're
in the
just gonna
middle of
go super quick.
starting off a 0.4 piece here.
You're going to do something with my challenge.
I'm going to try for the first time actually making a full
You
centimetre.
could make a ring. If you did that, you could make a ring.
Okay, well that's what I'm going to try.
what you
Because
can do.
I really promise you I find this easy.
Yeah, it is easy.
It is.
So what I've done is I've gone all the way around now. So I'm back to the loop that has got the stone attached.
Okay.
So this can be a little bit tricky, but you just need to just treat it the same as any other weave and just bring that wire through. And make sure it doesn't loop around the stone. Okay, and now I want to go, oops, I just dropped something. Not going to add a stone, but I'm still going to skip. And again, you may need your pin. And then just continue that round. So what you want in between each stone is 2 plain rungs. These are rungs. So you want 2 plain ones and then you add a stone, 2 plain ones and you add a
Then
stone.
you add a stone.
Because it spaces it out. So
But you went 6 ways round before you started adding a stone, just to reiterate.
yeah. Well, I mean, you just go by what you think. But when you're happy to start adding your stones, count the.
Did you go by eye or did you have it all planned
I went by
out?
eye, to be honest, and then I just counted them and made sure I mirrored it on the other end.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go back around again. I'm not going to do 2. I'm going to show you now how I would add a different shaped bead and the difference. So I'm going to add a round bead. You having fun?
I actually really am. Have a look. What's that? What, Mike? What?
You were like really having fun.
Having fun?
Yeah, I just like where you like actually really.
Oh, yeah, I really
Do
am.
you know what? I'm doing my own Viking weave, Mike. Mike, you've had a haircut, love. Mike, are you a floor manager or a director? What have you decided?
I'm a camera person.
Oh, neither. He's a camera op. I thought you were a director now.
Oh, I don't know.
Look how handsome you look. I like these selfies that you've been making on Facebook.
My own hair.
You cut your own hair. Why would you do that?
Been for the last 10 years or so.
Are you sure you're qualified? No, you're not qualified at all to cut your own hair. There's a reason there's a thing called a hairdresser. You seem like a man of many talents, though.
Is it a good cut?
It is a good cut. You're still handsome, Mike, but you still look like Howard Moon.
Howard Moon.
Out of the Mighty Boosh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's good. He looks like Howard Moon. You go and attend to Stationery Village now, Mike.
Okay, so
Okay.
So I've just added a round one on. What you'll notice now is we're going to have a few little hiccups because of the shape of the bead. So you do see the wire, you can see it's gone up a little bit here. So you need it to sit nice and evenly. So you need to hold it. And then again, I'm really pushing my finger down to form that loop. And then that will then just sit in place like that. Okay, and obviously the larger the stones that you use, you just have to make sure that it's sitting nice and level. And then when you go back around again to do your plain loops, see, this is what I was saying about wires, the rows can become close together. Can you see how close those ones are? They're nearly touching it, and it's hard to be able to see the, can you see that, what I mean? So that when you actually go to weave it, it's hard.
Yeah, to get underneath it.
Well, to go through the gap in the middle.
Sorry, did I just put my head right in your space then?
So you just keep going around like that. What I'm going to do is just bring it around a couple of times, and then I can show you how to change the wire colour and add different colour. And this you use the same technique for adding wire as well. So I'm just going to bring it around.
You're going to be so proud of me. Do I need to take my tail off now?
You can, right? Okay. So what you can do is just trim it there, but you should have done that a little bit earlier. But you're using 0.4, so you're all right. Okay. So I'm actually just going to show you now, as if I wanted to. If I knew I was running out of wire, what I would do is sort of go a couple of rows, and I'll know this will be the back. So I don't want to do it along the top bit here, because that's going to, when I fold it, that's going to be at the very top. If I do it here, just a few rungs away from the stone, then I know that that's going to just be hidden on the back. So we're going to imagine,
You need these, do you?
only for 2 seconds, that my wire has finished. Okay. And now I'm going to add another piece of wire. In this situation, I'm going to use the blue just to give that colour block as well. Okay. Again, you don't need to do too much. Probably need about 2 meters for this of the blue. And now to add wire, and this applies with all of the wire we add in what.
They're laughing at me because I'm concentrating.
So again, we go back to these holes that we initially added the wire onto, and we'll go to the highest one, and I'm just going to place my loop that has got the tail on over that little hole, okay? And then I'm going to feed my wire through, and then I'm just going to push the tail down like that, and I'm going to pick up my weave. So again, just with your finger, just manipulating it round. I'm just going to go around couplets.
So if you've got any questions for Laura, please text them in. I'm just thinking I've probably got a few for you actually. If my loops don't seem even, will that be sorted out by the draw plate afterwards? Or do I need to try and keep the same tension?
I just lost a daisy. Yeah, you need to sort your tension out a little bit.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. It depends.
Am I not going tight enough?
No, let's have a look.
Do you see?
That's it, yeah, that's all right. And then go, that's it. Yeah, you're pulling it quite tight.
Oh,
you don't need to pull it that tight. If you look at how I'm doing this, right, I just show here, sorry, this is a round bead, and I'm just going to be putting that wire through. It's a bit tricky when you've got a larger bead, so what you can do is take the actual piece off of the tool and then thread it through that way if you're struggling. And sometimes if I can't get the wire on, I have actually just threaded it through and pulled it back up.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'm actually finding this smaller daisy very easy with this smaller gauge.
Easy.
I'd say I found it easier than when I used the larger one, if I'm honest with you. Is it horses for courses?
Yeah, pretty much. It depends how many, how big, what sort of loop you're doing. How many loops are you doing?
Only 3, I think. 3 or 4.
Only 3 or 4, right?
Yeah,
okay.
4, I think.
That's fine, and obviously that's good to start off on a lower.
I missed out one, so 4, yeah?
Yeah. No, it's 5 if you've missed out. Let's have a look.
I've gone. No, that's not. I started differently to the way you start. I made my own.
You've made it up. Okay.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I didn't want to disturb you, so I made it up and it worked. I've got a question for you, Laura.
Okay.
From Helen in Glamorgan, who says, "Hi ladies, loving the show. I have a question for Laura. When I was practicing how to do Viking knit, I forgot to put in the core wire before I put through the draw plate. Now I have 3 necklace lengths of knit and not sure what I can do with it. Please help." Can I still do it? Can I just add the core wire?
This one doesn't have core wire.
Oh, what? Put it through? I don't think I've ever seen you put core wire
No,
in.
you don't have to have core wire. This one doesn't have a core wire. It's just about doing the ending correctly. I will touch on that in 2 minutes if you want, and just explain what you can do about that. But yeah, you don't need to have a core through it. In fact, it's got a bit more movement if it doesn't have the core through it. It depends on what you're doing. I just wanted to show on this one, I'm having trouble just threading the wire through like this. So what I've done is I've removed it from the tool, and you can sometimes bend, so you're almost creating like a little hook with your weaving wire. And then I'm just going to thread it through, and now I'm able to do that.
What, now you're going to add that colour?
I'm starting to add this colour. You were knitting.
Oh, I was knitting, sorry.
That's right. So I just want to show you that if you're thinking, I cannot get that wire through there, don't be afraid to remove it and just to hook it, and then you'll be able to get nice, you'll still be able to pick up the pattern. Now, what you were saying about your loops, the tension, you literally want it to be...
I've sorted it out now, and look how much perfect it is.
Yeah, so it's nicer, isn't it?
I was pulling too hard and I wasn't relaxing.
Yeah, so when you're doing it, you can see, pull that wire down, and just literally, you'll feel it will naturally stop, and then just manipulate it around, and that's all you do. Now, you can see here, I'm adding my blue wire in, and you can see that this blue one, I've now reached the finishing loop. So before I continue, what I want to do is remove it. So both my tails are sat next to each other now. That's the beginning of the blue and the end of the gold. Trim them so they're both the same, about a centimetre. Okay, pop them back on. And what we want to do now is when you start doing this, you just we'll start to sew them in and catch them in. So when you go around, if I go really super quickly around, and then I'm just going to show you quickly how I finish the whole piece off and how we crunch it and stuff. But I mean, the finishing I will try and go over later on. We have shown it before. You just make some little end caps. Look at you. You want to draw it? You can
I
draw
might.
it.
Do you know what I might do?
What?
Might think about adding another colour.
I will go you. Rebel.
I've only look at that. I did that. I did.
Okay. So I'm just
Easy.
bringing this wire around here. So I'm really cheating and I'm dropping lots of stitches.
Where's your flush cutters gone? Thanks, love.
So I've gotten back to that point. So now I find it easier just to remove it. And then when I'm going to go, I actually do this so that I thread the wire through and then I know it's gone and it's going to catch these two wires. See what I mean about picks up tools? And then just do your loop, and then those two wires are then in a way being stitched into the design. Okay, and then just carry on doing it like that, and that's all you need to do to add the wire in. Okay, so I'm going to take that off. What's that?
I don't know.
Can you
What
have
are
them back,
they?
please?
Oh.
Thank you. Okay, so have them back. So now you do that all the way along here, and instead you can make the pattern up however you want the pattern to be. For me, I just thought it was quite nice to add those lovely shell pearls in and give that little bit of colour in as well.
They're so luxurious, those pearls.
And they contrast nicely as well. And on this one, I've added the little squares as well. So what I'm going to do now is taking the copper wire to 1.25. I want a length, probably about 1 metre. And I'm going to put this through the tube before I flatten it, because I want this to become part of the design, and this is going to give me my structure.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, so this is what we were talking about. This is a core wire.
This is a
going
core
through.
one, yeah. But
so good for this piece, but not essential if you're doing a chain.
if you realise you've forgotten to do it, there's always a get around. You always have a get out. So,
Always a get out clause.
So when you're doing the ends, what you'll find, you'll have one end on either, one little tail on either end. Just trim it and just literally roll it so that you get rid of that sharp edge and it blends into the design.
How do I add on again for people that are asking? I've taken this off. Do I go carry on with another colour?
What you need, you need to cut your wire.
Yeah.
And now what you need to do is take your new length of wire and then
Take that off.
just slide
Stuck
it
to there.
to that start hole there, the higher hole.
Yeah.
Thread your wire through.
Yeah.
Go around until you get back to that tail. Take it off, and then put the two tails together, and then just stitch them in.
Okay, I'll try
Okay. So what I'm doing here now, I'm going to just actually flatten this.
Oh, this is the good bit.
All right.
Watch this.
So I'm actually going to do a lot of this with my hands, just because I don't want to damage it too much. And I am using coloured wire, but you can see, even though I've used the colour wire, it's been fine with the Viking knitting.
Now, you're not using anything like a conditioning cloth over the top of your hands or anything like that, Laura?
Nope, just using my hands, and then just gently manipulating it. And also what you can do when you're doing this is you can encourage all of the beads to go to the same side. So because I'm doing that like this, all of the beads are naturally sitting on the same direction.
So you just squished it?
I am just literally squishing it with my hands. Okay. Now, we haven't got any nylon pliers in here. If you do, I've got some there. If you have got nylon pliers, just take them, and then that will, because this is quite thick still, even though I've done this with my hand, it's quite thick. So if you want it to be really sort of flat, take your pliers and just go over it with your pliers and just sort of scrunch it down.
I've got some more questions for you, Laura, as well. And just to reiterate, Laura's using her nylon pliers. Okie dokes. The questions are, from Wendy in Norfolk. Hi Jenny and Laura, I'm fairly new at Viking knit and I'm hooked. I've made several bracelets so far, but can I ask Laura, when I use 6mm wire, I find the colour keeps coming off. I have no problem with 4 or 5mm wire. What am I doing wrong? From Wendy. Are you using our wire? It doesn't sound like our wire, does it?
No, I mean, this is all 0.6 wire.
Mine's not coming off on 0.4.
No, it could be something as simple as just go gentle with the wire. Because what can happen, if I was to sort of bend this one and then try and straighten it, sometimes you can nick it and the wire will sort of mark.
Yeah.
It could be that when you're putting it through, it will always come off the end. It will always come. If we look
Like
at
where I'm using.
Yeah. This little bit here will always come off, but that's just going to be cut away anyway.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be coming off, so it's just maybe just going a little bit gently, making sure that you're not sort of pulling it through really hard, because that can sort of knock it a little bit. But as long as you...
I've never heard of our wire tarnishing too much.
Well, you can see what I've used here.
And you've just been pinching that one as well.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I am using my nylon pliers just to do that final flattening. And then all I'm going to do is just manipulate it around with my hands. So you can see how that's just formed like that, okay? All right, now I'm not going to do it on this one, but on this one, I sewed some of the little lapis on. The reason I did that was because you can see the copper wire that's running through it. And I just wanted to...
On the lapis, where you've put the lapis?
Yeah, see where I've put the lapis? What I've done is I've just done that to actually distract from the fact that you can see the copper core wire. So I've gone over it. So that's just literally taking a 0.4 wire and sewing it through the loop. So it's very simple.
Do you know what? Do you know why this is easy? Because when you make a mistake, you instantly know.
Yeah.
Don't you? I don't even know what mistake I just made. I just instantly knew I'd made one.
Now, what I'm going to do now is just show you quickly how I make the end pieces. And then it's just a matter of adding the chain on. So I've actually, you can see there the little sort of swirls. That's it, just there.
And you've done that with a 1.25
Yeah, well that's all
wire,
done with the core wire. So it makes it one complete piece. So you'll see I've got the flattened piece here and I've got my core wire going through it. Now what I'm going to do is take my pliers and I'm just going to sort of do a bit of a bend, pop my pliers in, do a loop, because I want this to be how I can attach it to the chain. So we're looking a little bit like this, okay. And then when I get here, all right, I'm going to lay this down on the overhead because it's going to be tricky to show otherwise.
I love that, Laura. It's so gorgeous.
But what I'm going to do is put my pliers in.
How do you find that 1.25 wire? It is very thick, but it's such wonderful structure, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very malleable. And so I'm just done a little circle there and then bringing it round like this. So you're looking a bit like that. So I just hold it up so you can see what I've done. Bear in mind, I'm doing this a bit quickly. So I've just bent it, done a little loop and then a swirl. And then what I'm going to do is just trim it here and do a spiral. Okay, so if I can get my pliers off of Jenny.
It's adding in business, eh? I
know. And just, again, I'm doing all of this with just the normal tools from the toolkit. Just a little spiral just here. I mean, this is just decorative. And then with a second piece of wire, this is just the end that I've just trimmed. I'm just going to do a little spiral. Stealing my pliers.
Now, a lot of people are asking for the 0.4 different colourways, so I'm just going to, that's what I'm actually using here now. I'm just blending the two together. I have got a huge 100 metres of your turquoise and the chartreuse in 100 metres as well. I'll put them together for you. I am actually using these in one piece. I think it's a nice fresh combination actually, isn't it? Now 0.4, I'm going to say actually, Laura, and tell me please if you disagree with me, but I think 0.4 is probably the best starting wire.
I've always said it's the best because it's the easiest to use and it just works. I think once you're confident with 0.4, you know you've got the technique right. Then you can go on to the thicker wires. And like I said, when you start hitting little obstacles, you'll know it's the wire and not you. Whereas if you're starting off with a thicker wire, you might be thinking, "Am I doing this right?" When actually, though you are, and you know you are. And you know, and again, it just creates a different effect. This one here, sorry, from Karen, this is done using 0.4, and you can see that, and you can tell because it's a lot more. If you look at that, which is a 0.6, and that you can see. Just
you can see in the knit straight away.
Straight away, you can tell the difference in the thickness of the wires.
But I'm using this. This is the actual first whole piece of Viking knit I've ever done, and I've got to say, from experience now, on both of these wires, I am finding the 0.4 extremely easy. I had to go with the 0.6. If you're a beginner, can I use your nylon coateds, please? Sorry. If you're a beginner, I would always go for 0.4 with Viking Weave. We've made a huge price drop here for you. We're going all the way down to £17.90. And you know what? That's for both reels. So you're getting incredible, incredible value. Really good value. Now, if it kinks, you just use your nylon pliers to sort it out. Now, I am blending here the two colours in my Viking knit. Have a look. They blend really beautifully together. They're very fresh. Don't look at the state of my Viking knit. It's the first piece I've ever done properly before. So I know I'm Tuesday's child on this. I've got far to go.
Yeah, but not really, considering that you've been doing it whilst you've been stood on air, and you can see that you're getting more consistent as you're doing it.
Yeah, I am getting in the flow of it. It's very much like knitting or sewing.
Yeah.
Not as complicated as knitting, but sewing. I'm likening it to sewing. Very, very easy, very repetitive, and once you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'm relaxing into this now.
Yeah.
So if you're a beginner, I can't do Kumahima. I'm no good at it, and I'm not mathsy. I wish I could do it, but I'm just not clever enough for that. Now, so I will say this is easy for anybody that's like me at home, is a jewellery maker that lacks perhaps a bit of confidence in trying things that look complicated. Please let me introduce you to Viking knit, because it is wonderful. I actually feel quite pleased with myself as well, because I've managed to do it, and it is so easy.
Yeah.
I've got the DVD for you as well. So if you're worrying, we do have Laura's Viking knit DVDs. Laura, talk me through your DVDs and what you were hoping to achieve when you bought them out. What was the key factor for the first one for the beginners?
For the first one, it basically is hopefully a summary of everything we're doing today. You know, it covers how to start the weave, how to encounter any of the problems that you might encounter, you know, if you, exactly like you did, where that wire went straight through the opposite loop, and how to get that and to recognise it and just to rectify it, really. We do cover how to finish, and we do how to do a double knit, and then we cover the added in wire as well. So we do cover in quite a few of the techniques of the first DVD. The second and third are more project based DVDs.
And that's what I've got here now. So you've got your basics, that's on the website. In the second and third, you've got 5 different projects in each one, Laura. Yeah. Talk to me about those.
Okay, sorry, just sewing that in.
Sorry,
that's fine.
So
what we try and do is just show how you can go a little bit further once you've established the basic weave. So on the second edition, we do how to actually put gemstones inside the knit and how to get a knit effect with the gemstones.
Now, I like the idea of that, actually, because once you've started the weave, you want to add some bit of pizzazz, don't you?
Yeah. We did a ring, which
Lovely
you can
ring
see there. And again,
and all colours there.
And that's what I was saying about earlier. And on this one, we do cover how to make your own daisy. You know, we were saying about people
with a wooden spoon. The wooden
spoon. And that there is a triple knit, so we do the triple knit as well. So we do just kind of cover a few little projects like that. And then on the third one, we do another alternative colourway one, but instead of it being every row, it's every other stitch. So it's a similar thing, but it's just a different way of doing it again. We do a flattened ring on the third one, and we touch on the netting technique. And we actually go into quite a bit of detail on how to use the larger tool as well, because of it being a little bit trickier when you sort of want to do a 12 knit. You do come up with you've hit a few little obstacles.
A few pitfalls, which you're going to be there to hold our hands through. Now, these should be £9.90. Today you're getting both DVDs for £7.90. So £2 saving there for you if you want to grab the both of them. Then give us a call, 0800 644 655. You can get hold of us online and buy it that way with your debit card or credit card. It's all the w's.jewellerymaker.com. Can you tell I'm concentrating today?
We can. So what I've done is for the end bit. So all I'm going to show you, I mean, because I've used the gold and the blue, it does show up quite a little bit. When you're using the gold and the gold, it blends in easier. But what I've done...
I like that contrast though, Laura.
Yeah. All I've done, so I'm just going to show you the other end quickly. So if I showed you where we got to here, and we did like, so we've done the bend, we've done the loop, and then a sort of little spiral, almost like a unhearted heart, unbent heart. And then I just,
unbent?
Yeah, look, if I was to put a little bend into me.
Yeah.
And then I've just done another little one out of the scrap, and what I'm going to do is place that on over the middle, and then just sew it all together with the finer wire. And that's all you're going to do.
So you're using the fine wire structurally, or just to create that?
Just to sort of hold and lock it all in. So if I just turn it back around here, and so you just sew that on, and you'll see what I mean. You can do it a little bit neater than I've done there, but you can just sew it on and just sew that little piece there is sewn onto here, and you would sew it and catch it, make sure it's all nice and secure. And what I did on that one was I just added one of the cream stones just there as I was working with it, just sewed that on as well, just to give a bit of a finishing touch. And again, sewed on the lapis lazuli as we went through, and that is just basically that completed. And the chainmail was just made, you can use a gizmo if you've got a gizmo. I use my bail making pliers.
To make the loops, you made your bail making pliers?
Yeah, I literally...
They're a nice big size actually, Laura,
Well, I used the largest step on my pliers. And I do appreciate...
We haven't got those bail making pliers.
No, and I do apologise, but there are people that do have them at home. But
if I don't have them, what can I use?
You can use anything really. You can use the mandrel, the orange mandrel. You can use the gizmo.
Or something that shaped like a pen.
You need it to be consistent. So what I'll do is I'll just show you quickly how I do it. I just literally roll it around like this. And then you get that nice, consistent jump ring. And then when you've removed it, and again, I think Debbie's shown this several times, you just use, I use my flush cutters and then just turn them around every time you cut. So you go that way, cut.
Guess what I've got in stock tomorrow, Laura?
Flush cutters?
Yeah.
Need to get them.
And the wire whacker. Not the wire whammer, the wire whacker. And Alison Tarry.
Oh, wow.
We all know how crazy she is.
Job done. So you can see there, and that's all you do is just snip a couple off like that. To do the chain mail, it is literally 2 jump rings onto one and attach that. And then again, 1 jump ring, add 2. Make sure they're all open and closed properly. And that's all you do, and that will just form that chain. So I've got 2 there. So I would just open one other jump ring up, pop it through. And then I would add 2 jump rings to that one, and that's all you do.
So effective. I'd like a bracelet just like that.
And you could do a charm bracelet like it.
It's a lovely technique to know, Laura.
You can do loads. And then I'll just show you very quickly how to do your own clasp, although I'm sure most of you probably know.
No, we got a lot of brand new jewellery makers today, which is why I'm doing this, to inspire brand new jewellery makers.
For me, because
it's probably putting you off.
Because we've got nice large jump rings, I don't like any risk of sharp edges, so I like to just do, if I can,
for obvious reasons, they can catch.
Yeah, a little loop at the end of the wire. Now, when you're using a 1.5 wire, it is going to be quite a substantial loop. Okay. Again, pliers, handles of your pliers work if you don't have any other tools. And just wrap that around. So when you take it off, you've just got that. And then just bring it around like this. So I'm just literally creating another little loop like that. Fighting for my flush cutters.
Yeah, every time.
Every time. Snip.
Snip.
And because this is such a thick wire, you can hammer this, but you really don't need to. That's going to hold its shape, and you just open that like a jump ring and attach it to the end of your chain. And that would be your clasp done as well. And so that whole piece is done with everything that you've got materials for.
I'm going through the drawer plate now, because hopefully it will sort out all the things that I've done
When
wrong.
you go through the drawer plate, hang on, before Jenny does this now, do a handle. Remember I said about the handle?
Oh yeah, I did, and I just did that.
And you're doing it the wrong way, because you're trying to do it from the end. And I only know that because I can see your tail.
Oh, okay. You can see my tail. How rude.
You can also tell by the fact that the very
Those are
beginning
the
of
top,
it has
yeah.
got the loops, whereas the end of it, although you can't really see now because Jenny's kind of mashed it, but see on this bit here, you can see how their loops, they go along like that. That's the bottom. If you look at the top,
oh, they go up is
links. That you always draw through with this end first, okay? So otherwise you'll end up with what Jenny's just done. Bless you.
Sorry.
So thread through from one set of just opposite and opposite.
And twist.
Twist them together.
It's like kingfisher colours, those two together.
It is,
aren't
it's
they?
lovely.
I like a
There you go.
kingfisher. Thank you,
and then
darling.
you can use that little handle to pull the wire
Thanks,
through,
Ange.
and you'll find it a lot easier.
And you go through each size twice, don't you?
2 to 3 times, just to make sure it's nice and that there's no little bits that have got a bit stuck.
So the impatient jewellery maker
Yeah,
will try and
just-
ram it through. That's me.
Yes.
It doesn't have to make a difference.
But it does, it will really settle everything out as well.
I'm very pleased that I can Viking weave better than I've left today, knowing that I'm a bit more confident in my Viking weave. I'm not scared to experiment with putting. I've never even done a whole chain of Viking weave before, and now I've done 2 colours. That is how blooming easy it was.
And you added it as well.
I added it myself with your help, because you're a wonderful teacher. And then, do you know what? Grab these colours because they're so gorgeous. We still got any of that wonderful wire deal that we just did. $17.95. I think that's brilliant.
And you will actually make absolute tons with that. The only reason you had a bit of a struggle there was because you got slightly crunched out at the beginning.
Yeah, that was my fault, not anybody else's.
And what you could have done, and I think this is what, was it Helen, was saying earlier, about putting a core through. You know, if you wanted to just have a very simple bracelet, and what you could have done before you drew it through was just put a piece of thicker wire through it, and then drawn it through with the wire, and then you would have almost like a bangle with Viking knit on it. But if you were doing it like that, you could just simply, let me have a look at your wrist.
Look what I did.
You see your wrist? So what you could do, that would fit you.
Oh my gosh, I actually did this. It was that easy. I could never do that with Kumihimo or with Viking or with
Got a cute little, you know, and what you'll find here, you've got a little edge. This is just tidying up. This is
I'll
just
get
at the
rid of
beginning.
that. That's not, I can put a ribbon end on that or something.
But you would just
can't
make a
I?
little cap. Yeah, but I mean, I only highlighted that because people do need to see that can happen. And, you know, that would just be something that you would just cut and trim inside, or, you know, put a cap on top. And, you know, you can finish with caps. We have touched on that before. But yeah, you have a little 2-piece piece. Cute, isn't it?
I'm very proud, and I tell you what, you know, if I sat with Mark and did macrame, I'm sure I'd be able to do it after a lesson. He's probably throwing a slipper at the telly now, telling me that I can. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll try next time Mark does do some macrame. This is easier for me. Yeah. It's easier than
I can't do
Kumihimo
macrame.
as well.
I'm too impatient for it. I think
I'm
you're,
just
you're
too
the same
thick.
as me. Yeah, if it's I
stupid.
get my wires, my whatever's mixed up, and
I do it organised. Now, we've got lots of wonderful information for you. Why don't you come on one of Laura's wonderful workshops? She runs them very frequently here at JewelleryMaker. I'll be back after the break with loads more goodies and some more fabulous designs from Laura. See you after this.
Join JewelleryMaker and specialist guest designer Louise Jacobson for our basic wirework course. This class is suitable for complete beginners who wish to learn simple wire wrapping techniques to create stunning structural designs. Louise will teach you all the essential skills to get started, including basic spirals, double connectors, and much, much more. The full course includes a range of different wire gauges, a bead scoop, use of all relevant tools, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios, a chance to meet the presenters, and a visit to our Gemstone Museum. All of this for just $69.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. JewelleryMaker, bringing out the designer in you.
It's the Wire Work for Beginners course that I'm on today with Louise. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. It's been a wonderful course, starting from very basics. Every question that we had for Louise, she's answered, and it's been a marvellous education in learning to do things with wire work.
JewelleryMaker course gift vouchers are now available. You can choose from a bronze, silver or gold voucher. Each voucher is worth a different amount that entitles you to put towards a course of your choice. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. We all know having the right tools for the job is important, so we here at JewelleryMaker have designed a toolkit which includes all your essential pliers for jewellery making, including round nose and flat nose pliers, wire cutters, as well as a bead reamer, snips and tweezers. You've got everything you need for just $9.95. We provide the tools, you provide the skills. Get creative with JewelleryMaker. Here at the Genuine Gemstone Company, we are happy to announce that our studio store is now open. If you attend any of our courses, you can now browse through special items, get exclusive discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Become an exclusive customer at the studio store. For more information on available courses and dates, please contact our call centre. The new studio store. The experience just got better.
Welcome back. I've got the most beautiful strand of smoky quartz for you. Have a look at this. Absolutely in love with these. They are mirror graduated. Have a look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Now have a look right from the smallest one, which actually is substantial, I think, to have as a drop or a pair of earrings. And look at that clarity. Absolutely, totally and utterly breathtaking, isn't it? Have a look at this strand. This is the last 40 for you. We are very much thinking about our autumnal pieces now, aren't we? I think if you were to put it as a necklace, very high end, would be extremely high end. And we'll go with so much that's already in your wardrobe. But now, because of those colours, it's a perfect wintry gemstone. Put it with pinks and it instantly turns into summertime as well. Now you've got enough to make a matching earring and pendant set. You've got enough to make a prong set ring to go with that as well. So you could definitely make the perfect trio. Now these are sparkling with incredible clarity and wonderful luster. Have a look at that checkerboard faceting, really adding to the design. I love the way that these are graduated, and those graduations actually reach from 13 by 10 all the way up to 29 by 17 millimeters. Smoky quartz is a gemstone that is used by Cartier, it's used by Gucci, it's used by so many of the jewelers. Gems TV, go and check out our wonderful sister channel Gems TV and see all of the incredible gemstones. Do you know what, that are used out there in a lot of the high-end jewelers? We're talking very much about a gemstone that is diverse because it will go with anything. We're talking about a gemstone that, in comparison to say a harsh black or a harsh white, which sometimes make it something very soft and very delicate, very vintage, you don't want that that different look of black, white. You don't want it to be monochrome. You want a nice smoky blend. Then this is the gemstone you need to go with. I'm yet to find a colour that doesn't go with smoky quartz. Beautiful, isn't it? You've got a whole 140 carats. Now, over the last couple of days, I've given you a trio of beautifully cut smoky quartz. Have a look at this. Look at the cut. Look at the clarity. Now I've been giving you a trio of smoky quartz for about $24.95. Do you remember those lovely, those beautiful trilliants? Now if you couldn't quite stretch to those, you would actually probably think, well, this is going to be more expensive. You've got a higher carat weight, bigger gemstones. They're still gems of distinction. They're going to look great in rings. I'm going to prong set that. I want to put this one because I top drilled in a pair of drop earrings. I'm going to give you the opportunity to get a strand that has incredible scope for your designs, incredible scope in terms of putting it next to colours, different colours. Beautiful, classic, and so very, very useful. Look, beautiful pearls. They're only $14.95. Now I've got on my strand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You should have the exact same. At launch price, £14.95. QVR, U91 is your item code. You do get a 30-day money-back guarantee with everything that you shop for here at Jewellery Maker. Now I've got Anonymous in Massachusetts, Gail in Buckinghamshire, Heather in Essex, Carol in Lanarkshire. These are genuine smoky quartz, the national gemstone of Scotland, no less, and a gemstone that is loved and adored the world over. Smoky quartz is instantly classy. It looks great with pearls. £14.95. Those are very, very limited now. Remember, you can use your debit card, you can use your credit card if you're shopping with us here today at Jewellery Maker. You are getting quantity, and we are talking about genuine gemstones that we're very passionate about. Now, I'm going to give you, a lot of you saw Laura's bracelet earlier and asked about the strand, and I've got it for you. Have a look at this. I think this is the most vintage strand you can buy from us. Have a look at these. They're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Fabulous colour. Isn't it wonderful? Do you know, it reminds me very much of that kind of primrose yellow. They are the perfect bouquet of yellow roses in their colour. Honey, set honey colours. Now, what I love, you get 3 different strands here, but I want to just concentrate on this one first. I want to show you, I'm just going to grab my black background because I think it might be a bit easier. I want to show you the edging around these roses. Now they're hand-carved Tudor roses, and they're hand-carved from yellow quartzite. Have a look at the rim, and I want you to think about this lending its way in your cuff-style bracelets, winding the wire around those rims. Can you see how it goes in a little bit like a yo-yo? So that wire will just catch and won't come out of position. These are also wonderful for soutache. Great for adding details with cords. They're perfect for macrame as well. Now, I like the idea of these being cufflinks. I do have a bracelet that Laura made me 2 years ago that she can't remember making. I could have stolen it off her. Now, let's have a look, Laura. Can we see your bracelet? Because you've got the exact same gemstone inside a bracelet that you've got a Byzantine weave with, which is chainmail. Have a look at Laura's beautiful, beautiful bracelet. And it's the same. You've got the white version. There are some whites in this strand. I'm going to give you that primrose yellow. It's beautiful, isn't it? My favourite flowers in the whole wide world are yellow roses. This is definitely the one that appeals to me. And then you've got quartzite in the flat flowers. Have a look at these. So these are flatter. Now, I actually think this would make a nice set all together. An overhead sort of style, festival style necklace. Really pretty.
I mean, a lot of people are wearing the sort of little headbands, daisy headbands, aren't they? So
we're looking at Glasgow with Dolly Parton last night, and everyone's really flower power. I love it. I was listening to Dolly Parton all the way to work this morning. Have a look. Because you've also got tiger's eye. Laura, what about a flower? There's something about a flower that really, I actually get quite excited about using flowers in my designs. I like them, I like the way they look, they're easy. But with particularly the quartzite with those thicker rims, do you find that people want to buy flowers more because they're sentimental?
I don't know. I think anything that's unusual shaped, you know, I've got that point of interest, haven't they? I think so. So I think you can actually, there's a lot of scope with that. Like you say, you can team it with a bit of copper and antique bronze and you're looking at something quite vintagey. I think it's quite nice if you're, I'm not a girly girl. I don't do pink and hearts and flowers, but I clearly I do this kind of flowers because it's
You
subtle.
jewellery make those, so you are kind of girly.
Yeah, but I don't, you know, but for me I would wear that because it's not so sort of, it's not too flowery, if that makes sense. It's quite...
It's not too sort of bright pink, flowery.
No,
Yeah.
and it's lovely, and I think I like the tones of that, the colourway of that. And if you did have the white quartz flowers that you got earlier, they would be lovely to add a bit of sparkle in with it. So you could make almost like your own sort of, like say a little tiara or something, would be really cute, little hair comb, anything like that.
Hair comb, that's a great idea.
And even little hair clips.
Yes.
You know, for children. I mean, I know if I wore some, if I made, and actually with some more of these that I had, it was a long time ago, and I don't think that we actually sell them, but it was like, you know, the Barrett sort of clip, hair Barretts, you know, clip it.
Yeah, the little clip.
Yeah, well, I wired some of those onto that with some little pretty little gemstones around it, and it's really pretty. And again, so you can incorporate it in a lot of your designs.
A daisy chain style link bracelet, charms, rings. I think it's going to appeal to a lot of you, and these should be coming in at $19.85. Now let's consider where else you shop. Maybe you're paying a large P&P. Maybe you're not getting a 30-day money-back guarantee. Maybe this is the first time you've ever shopped on a shopping channel before, and you're wondering what else you get. Do I get this and then no support and no help? Well, we have got a free tutorial DVD coming out with your very first order. We've got a free book coming out with your very first order. Not many companies give you that, do they? And a free JM Hub magazine coming out with your very first order. And if that's not good enough, we've also got loads of free tutorials on our website. It's jewellerymaker.com. We have gone all the way down to £12.95 for that fabulous summer look, very summer festival. If you've been tuning into Glastonbury over the last couple of days, then you'll definitely be thinking, oh, I love all of that. I want to be a hippie. I want to be out there. I know. We got normal life to deal with, haven't we? Louise, you've got yours. Karen, Janet, Anonymous in Kent too for you. Oh, talking of festivals and young, fresh, youthful looks, here's Ali DeFoy back from her holidays. How dare you look that brown and that happy? Wonderful. Where did you go? Portugales? She looks lovely. She's making me feel pale. Andrea, you've got yours. Norma, you've got yours. Well done. George and Jackie in Belfast, you've got yours. In fact, Jackie in Belfast has got two. Geraldine in County Cork, the home of the original Clearys, you've got yours. Yeah, Cork's responsible. Anonymous in Surrey, Susan in Surrey, Michelle in Cornwall, Stephanie in Swansea, Bet in Somerset, Michelle, Nancy, hello Nines, you've got yours, Carol in Lanarkshire, you've got yours. You've got some nuggets for me and not in a food way. How lovely. Ali DeFoy, tonight are you on your own or are you with a guest?
I'm on my own.
All by myself, don't want to be anymore. But you're so good. Look, can you just put your arm in and show me how brown you are? Look at this arm.
It's not really, it's like...
You look glowing. Did you have a lovely time?
I did, thank you. Look at my peer ball.
Who did you go with?
My family, one of my...
How lovely. That's the best holiday. Well, don't throw that in there. It was a gorgeous, cheeky strand. Was that Rose de France, darling? Oh la la! It's all exotic with Ali DeFoy later. Now, in number 7, yes, Danny? My son the other day said trousers. I said, listen, son, it's trousers where we're from. Don't be saying trousers. Mummy, he went, where's my trousers?
Jackson just called me Ma.
Mum. Meh. You can't be bothered. Meh.
Ma.
Mine still call me mummy, and then when their friends come round, you'll go, mummy, and they'll go, oh, mummy. I don't answer to mum, it's mummy, because otherwise it makes me feel old. Have a look. Oh, stop everything, stop. That came with? I took that out because I thought it didn't come with. What did I do with it? Stop, where's it gone? Hang on a minute, where's it gone? Wait there, I've put it on my chair down here, wait there. Look, I've got it, but I didn't think it came with, so I put it down there. You've got Russian dioxide. Mini Azavut diopside. That means my name is diopside. Etta diopside. It's diopside. Do you like my Russian skills? I taught you Etta Ruchka. You never forget it, do you? Have a look. It means it's a ruler in Russian, everyone. I want to tell you when you're sat down, Etta stol. It's a chair. Have a look. You have got Russian diopside 4x4 to 9x4 in the graduations. Now, the buzzword in Craftland is Christmas, whether you like it or not. You walk into that big yellow store that rhymes with Bobby Shaft and it's Christmas. You channel hop onto a different craft channel and it's blooming Christmas. Well, you need your Christmas gemstones if you are creating for Christmas fairs. Maybe you've got the Gloucester Quays Market, maybe you've got a Christmas fair in Merseyside, maybe you're lucky enough to be part of the German market in Birmingham. If you are, you need stock because those markets go on sometimes for longer than a whole week. If you're not on top of it now, you're gonna get snowed under. This is the perfect gemstone to put with those other Christmassy tones. What about those golden pearls we had earlier? Perfect wintergreen, isn't it? Absolutely strong and striking. You know what? It's 100% natural. You know what else? It's a very hard gemstone to actually get hold of because we can only mine for this for a couple of months in the year. For the rest of the time, the mine is completely frozen over. And with that frosty, frozen thought in mind, have a look at these. Now, how gorgeous. Now, can I just say, this is a high-end chip and nugget bundle because I've already got Russian diopside. Secondly, hello, white topaz. Genuine white topaz, November's birth gemstone. Topaz is stunning. It has a fabulous brilliance. It has loads of myth and legend. The colour is phenomenal. I'm already in love with these two together. I'm thinking Ice Queen Christmas with those two together. Now, ordinarily, how much would I expect? Oh, actually, I'm going to rephrase that. How much would I be happy to pay for a double-stranded topaz? Laura, I'm happy to pay $9.95. I know that's not the price. So I'm going to say, because it's crazy here at JewelleryMaker, so $8.95 or $6.95 at the very lowest would be great, wouldn't it? $6.95 for the topaz.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Russian diopside we expect to pay more for.
Yeah.
$10.95 for that. So that's $16.95 together. In my own mind, I would be happy to pay that. Do you know what? I'm not even done because you also get a double strand of tiger's eye. I showed you, look at these, they're ballet pump pink and they're divine and heavenly. They are again a birth gemstone. This is of course moonstone and it's absolutely striking. Look at those, they're top drilled. I love the organic flow coming from this. I'd make a separate bracelet out of that and it would be vintage bridal. And I'm gonna give you, not even done there, lapis lazuli, the gemstone of Egyptians in my mind. So I was happy to pay $16.95 there or thereabouts for the two. How about I give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strands. Most of these are double strands, mind. For the craziest price tag in the world. Not even there. Not even there. You need to be on. I would pay that anyway, but not even there. I'm going down in price tag. It is crazy. I love you. Get on the phone lines. Make sure you're checking out baskets. Oh, because Dan is playing fall in auctions now. What are you trying to do to me, love? Look at the price tag. £9.95. If I was clever, I'd work out how much that meant per strand. I'm not, so I'm going to lean on my producer, Danny, to do that calculation for me. And he informs me that by paying $9.70, shut up, $1.95 per blooming strand. You better multi-buy this one. This is the perfect Christmas stasher bundle. $1.95 per strand. They are genuine gemstones. You do get topaz. You are getting the Russian diopside. You know what? This is going to set my stash alight Do you know what? Norma in Hampshire, you've got 2. Paula, Nancy, Helen, Jean, Stephanie. I've got Anonymous in Essex, Susan. I've got Veronica, Yvette. Anonymous in London and Greater Manchester. Delatink. I have got Anonymous in Puerto Rico. I've got Jean in Hampshire. Andrea, you've got yours. Jane in Worcestershire. Della, who is Hobson's mummy in the East Riding of Yorkshire. I've got Hazel and Elaine and Carol and Jen and Jane and Marilyn and Sharon and Annette. Anonymous in Greater Manchester, Annette in Essex, Anonymous in Wiltshire, Abigail in Greater London, Mick in Donegal, Anonymous in Massachusetts, Celia in Norfolk, Helen in Derbyshire, Barbara in Staffordshire, Vet in West Midlands. Good grief, Veronica, you've got yours as well. So is Barbara, so is Hazel. No one's messing around with this one. I would definitely recommend multi-buying Anonymous in Kent, 2 for you. Edith, you've got yours. Jennifer in Hampshire, 2 for you. I'm seeing lots of multi-buys. We've only got 11 chances left. How many did we start with? We had about 100 of these. Good grief, Penfold, £9.75. You've got a 30-day money-back guarantee, even with prices like this. This is one of the most outstanding deals you are going to see today. If you shop with the gorgeous and heavenly Lucy this morning, then you'll only pay 1p. If you've already shopped with the gorgeous Laura Binding and me this afternoon, 1p, which is only £2.95. Not many other, I think we're the only channel that do that. And we don't ask questions. If you don't love it, send it back. Just send it back. It's fine. Nobody's going to ask you. Haley in Cardiff, you've got, no, Cornwall, you've got yours. Faisal in Lanarkshire, I've got Lizzie in Pembrokeshire, Blossom in London, Leslie, you've got yours. We've only got 5. You've got to check out baskets. You don't check out, you are about to miss out. We've got a queue on the phones and unchecked baskets. Make sure you're quick. Please don't miss out on this. It looks like a sellout. Listen, I've got Leslie, Julie, Hayley, Lizzie, Cecilia, Jane, Sharon, Abigail, and Mick, and Anonymous in Massachusetts. You have not checked out your baskets. We've only got 5 left. There are people in a queue on the phone lines just talking now. So a lot of you on that list will miss out. We're going to leave that one with you. It is a cruel world sometimes, my darlings. Now, we're talking about the perfect Christmas stasher strands. I'm going to give to you a duo. Now, Gemma Crow's favourite gemstone in the world, I know this because she's my friend and I love her, is ruby. Have a look at this. Gemma actually made a lot of jewellery for her mum's wedding, which was on the 14th of June in ruby. How gorgeous are these? Now, these different shades of ruby are going to add femininity, depth, and a real regal touch to your jewellery. Rubies and emeralds alike have long been regarded as very precious gemstones and actually very regal gemstones. In Tudor times, if you had rubies or emerald on one of your brooches, you would be considered part of the gentry. It would only be earls and you know, people like that, people of substance, that would actually be allowed, in fact, to own anything with either 2 of these gemstones. Now, I want you to see the colour. We know how highly regarded these gemstones are within the industry. We know that. I'm looking at these strands and I know that I'm seeing quality. I know exactly that I'm seeing emerald and ruby as well. Now, just sorry, just refresh my memory of how many of these we have. Danny, I didn't quite hear you. We've only got 20 of this duo. If you are deciding to stretch out into more of a high-end market, then you absolutely need these 2. If you're creating a ruby wedding anniversary piece, perhaps, maybe it's a July birth gemstone piece or a May's birth gemstone piece, then you absolutely need this duo. I have got for you 2 beautiful strands, 2 precious gemstones for your high-end collection. And these will lend themselves into bracelets. You can row them up with your 2 spacer bars. You can put them simply on a strand or some silver wire with a pretty clasp. Don't they look gorgeous together? Isn't that super high-end? Wouldn't you like to get gemstones that you think perhaps would be worth getting valued? I am going to give you such an outstanding price tag. Now, first of all, I want you to think what you can buy for under £40 that you could get valued. for under £40 that's going to add that precious gemstone jewellery tag to your collections. What can you buy for under £40 that's going to last a lifetime, that could be an heirloom? What are you going to buy for under £40 for your best friend's wedding to give to them as a wedding gift? You don't get a lot for your money, do you? Unless you're shopping here at JM. Always put these with sterling silver or 9 carat gold because they're worth it. You get 30 carats in the ruby, 40 carats in the emerald. You've got gems of distinction strands that should be at $34.90, and that is an incredible price tag. At $34.90, I am so happy knowing that I've got outstanding value for my money, knowing that I've got 2 precious gemstone strands. So this is utter lunacy on my producer's part. £24.95. I can't even buy a pair of shoes for that. No way, nowhere near them. Gillian, Veronica, Anonymous in Surrey, Michelle in Cornwall, Melanie in Cumbria, Anonymous in Essex, you've all got yours. You have got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Never worry about that. You have always got that 30-day money-back guarantee with you. 1 P&P, even though you're buying 2 strands. We've only got 16 of these left. They are phenomenally priced. I can't believe you're getting 2 precious gemstones for 1 price tag that is just $24.95. $24.90, sorry. Laura, this price tag is wonderful, and these gemstones, huge scope for design.
Well, yeah, and again, it's being able to have that high-end gemstone in your stash as well, isn't it? To be able to say, if someone says to you, have you got this gemstone, you can say yes. And it's like I said, I think I've said it before, just because the month may have already gone, so obviously emerald's already gone, it doesn't mean. I've done a necklace for my friend, and I put all of the birthstones of all of her family, her husband, her son, and her birthstone. So you know, you don't have to think, well, emerald's gone, May's gone, so I don't think of that.
No,
you
me
can think
either.
of, actually, my friend's got married to someone who was born in May, so I could put a few emeralds on a necklace for her, her birthstone, and any children she may have, and just have a really pretty little drop of stones, and that would really mean something to them then.
And it's about sentiment, isn't it, in that case? Because I know exactly what you're saying. You know, I will wear my children's birth gemstones at any given opportunity. Peridot and Pearl are always going to be special to me because they're my kids' birth gemstones. You know what? It's wonderful to have emerald and ruby though, isn't it? We all know emerald and ruby. Yeah. And the thing is, Laura, when we first started jewellery making, we only ever thought we could use gemstones like this if we came across a piece of broken jewellery and we could take it off broken jewellery. Never in a month of Sundays would I have thought I can buy a whole load of emerald or ruby first hand. I don't have to wait for jewellery to break to be able to use emerald or ruby to create with it. I can buy it first hand and it's all mine. And I can jewellery make with it, and I can do exactly what I want, and I know the dimensions and I know the carat weight. Where else can you get that? We've only got 7 left at $24.90. I've got Christine, Diana, Pauline, Louise, Heather, Gillian, Veronica, Michelle, Melanie. I've got Vicky and Jan, Vicky's mum, Elaine in Renfrewshire, Anonymous in Essex. I have got Diana in Hertfordshire. There are absolutely loads of you in for this one, but I've only got 6. So you have this in an unchecked basket. I know we're busy on the phone lines today. We are buzzing busy on the phone lines today. 0800 644 655 is a free phone number. So if you're joining the tail end of the queue, please remember that only 5 left now. Vicky, Elaine, Anonymous in Essex, you have to check out the basket, otherwise you're going to miss out on those strands. Now, my dear hearts, I'm going to give to you some gorgeous blues. Now, have a look. I love these. I know I feel like I'm a bit too old to wear this in jeans, but I have got these jeans. I am a bit too old for animal print. Aminal print. I'm not. I talk like a 2-year-old, but I'm old at heart. Have a look. Animal, not old tart, old at heart. Oh, you're horrid. Aren't they horrid to be jewellery makers? Now, hang on. Before we go further, there's somebody in here who I don't know. Who are you? Hello, Emily. I like your shoes, nearly said. My son's got those exact same shoes for his birthday. Do you know that? Now, who is Emily? Emily's there. What are you doing here, Emily? Work experience. Are you at college?
I'm going into college.
Going into college. How young are you? 16, everybody. 16. I don't even remember being 16. Did you get a job at that Popular Bakers, did you? Did you? They're doing a documentary on that. That's 520 calories in a chicken bake. Thanks. Oh, I go in there every morning for a bacon sandwich and a cup of tea because it's a great offer. Come and have a look. Emily, everybody. Emily. Can we see Emily? I want to see her. You don't want us to see you. She doesn't want to be seen, but she's lovely. She's hiding that's Claire. She's hiding behind Claire. Sorry, Emily, I didn't want to go on. I couldn't go on thinking, now see, this is good because I feel old in here because I'm the wrong side of 30. Claire always feels young. No, it feels, Claire, dear. Yeah, rubbish, isn't it? Feel old?
So I can still compare myself to most of the people here, so it's all right.
Oh. Thanks. Oh. That hurt, Claire. That hurt. That stung like a wasp. No, Claire's saying no because she just looks at people like me and makes her feel young again. Have a look at this. Now these are funky, they're fun. I bet Emily would actually quite like a bracelet made out of these. Have a look, and she is nodding. Now have a look, because I know my daughter would like these as well. She's closer to Emily's age than I am to Emily's age. Now that's just depressed me. Have a look. Have a look. You know when you meet people that are working age and they're actually quite close to your own children's age? Terrible. Have a look. Have a look. Yeah, if you get a job here all the time, Emily, I am going to make you feel bad for being young. Just to make myself feel better. Not really. Yeah, I am bitter, it's true. Have a look at these. You can't, I tell you though, it's horrible getting old. Now look at these, because they are gorgeous, and I just think there is so much. I want some cufflinks. I'm going to start wearing more shirts in the winter because I'm getting older and that's what we do. Now have a look. Have a look at these. Blue agate. I love this Mamma Mia blue. How gorgeous is this? Now Dion, our producer, were here. She'd be wearing these now, and the drums are gorgeous. I love this. Some of these are very fun. I would mix these up. Maybe you want to use the leopard print blues for little buttons, some elaborations on pieces. Maybe you want to use those separately. Maybe you want to put this all together. The great thing about this bundle is each one individually is ace. Put them all together and you've got something very fun as well. £14.85 is where we should be for all trois. Oh, and a bit French then. CTG, C39, £9.95, 369. That's £3.32 each, which is brilliant. You have got blue agate puffy squares, and those are corner drilled to make diamonds. Oh, they don't half make a great ladder weave. And those are 10 mil. 10 by 8 are the highlight swirls, and those gorgeous leopardy coins are 12 mil. Now, my darling jewellery makers, it's time for another designer inspiration with Lady B. This time, I'm going to give you the most... Now, don't forget, I've got those new cabochons coming up for you later. Brand new black onyx. And if you do like a cabochon, I want to show you... I'll tell you something. The cabochon in this kit is to die for. Oh, I love that. Do you know what? I want to be greedy and put it in a ring. Is that greedy? Yeah, it's greedy, but it would look amazing. I'd look very Zsa Zsa Gabor. Probably the young people here don't know who that is. Look at that. Mike, you are young. Well, I don't know who it is. That's because you're too young. Yeah, actually, there's only 4 years between Mike and I, which makes me smile. Now, you have also got... Laura, I love what you did with... Now, you've done lots of fluorite pieces before, actually, with cabochons, haven't you?
Yeah.
I've seen...
Yeah, I've done a few.
I say lots, probably a few... Doesn't the light travel well through a...
Yeah, I know those ones.
Fluorite cab?
They really do.
Oh, these are really, really nice, and I love the stripings. Now, get really close to this. Don't be frightened, Claire. Don't be frightened to get close to me, Claire. Have a look. Have a look at this. I'm going to turn it around so you can see the banding. Can you see? Now look at this. Don't you think this is like looking through a window, right? And you've got the sea in the background, or is that just me? Can you see that? It looks like an actual sea. It looks 3D. It looks 3D. Like a shell if you put it to your ear. Yeah, it does look like it's got water inside. It's amazingly beautiful. And then you turn it up this way. I love this. And I've never seen this with a cabochon before. Look at the depth, and it's totally natural. Do you see what I mean? Maybe there's a ship there. I absolutely love and adore this. You need one of those fluorite cabochons in your life. Now, Laura, do you remember you made me a ring out of the lavender amethyst version of this?
Well, I remember I made a ring, and I remember you took it.
I think you gave that to me.
Yeah, I made one up for you, didn't I? But
I usually admit when I've stolen off you.
Yeah.
But I don't like it to get broken down, and that's what happens.
No, I gave you the demo one.
I am part of the Jewellery Rescue Centre.
You are? Yeah, you all goes for a good cause.
I absolutely think that jewellery isn't just for Christmas, it's for life. I am. I've got a whole Jewellery Rescue Centre. You should see them all. They've got a little place in my home, and they come out, they go for a little walk with me every day. Have a look. That is luscious. That's not all you're getting. You got 0.4 silver wire. Silver wire. Silver wire. It's happening. That was my own alarm bell. You can make up your own. Now, we don't get a lot of silver wire in. It's our most popular colour. I've got it for you. It's been very sought after. I've not only got 0.4, I've only got 1 mil for you as well. You need this kit. I love the cabochons. We're in love with those 3 cabochons. We need the wire in our lives because we know we do. Hey, I tell you something. I'm not even half done because look at these gorgeous darlings. Now, I would really want to make a bit of a soutache piece. And oh my Lord, aren't they gorgeous? You wait to see what, oh my gosh, you know that wire thing I was talking about where you had wire with the kit, that, you know, the thing. I just realised that's not the only wire thing. Hello, pink wire, 0.4. Hi there, how are you hiding back there? You're also going to get, and I love Amazonite, what a colour. That with the pink for me is gorgeous. So I think we've got winter, we've got evening, and we've definitely got summer with the Amazonite. Now here is summer. Look at that, those two together. Oh, they're gorgeous, they're so summery. And the fluorite is a gem for all seasons, for absolute sure. That black onyx is screaming, take me out for cocktails and dance all night, isn't it? Oh yeah, okay, if you insist. Then I'm going to give to you 115 silver findings, the type with the star head pins, my favourite ones. Gorgeous, loads and loads for your money. You're getting ever such a lot, ever such a lot. So you have got 30 metres of wire. You have got 2 gemstone strands, 3 cabochons, 115 findings. All of this, the value you are about to see is outstanding. Look at those twinkling, gorgeous wires. They're going to work their way into your Christmas earrings. Think about those twinkling and sparkling on a cascade. They will look absolutely stunning, won't they? What about a beady bead? I love a beady bead. Don't you just love a beady bead? I do love peyote as well. Peyote with that strand is perfect. Let me just get the, in fact, I am thinking about peyote. They're 2x1. Peyote perfect is what it is, my darlings. HRGC96 is your item code. Should be £42.05, and I stand behind that price tag every day. You've got 3 reels of wire, so the value is phenomenal already. You have got the E. We're going to give you a £20 saving, Danny. Good grief us. Nearly a £20 saving, £24.95. Get it in your basket, check it out, do not miss out. You've got a 30-day money back guarantee. By the way, have you ever taken a pair of shoes or a dress or a pair of jeans back, and instead of saying, look, I could only get them up to my hips, if I'm honest, that's why I'm bringing them back. You know, why are you bringing them back? Because I couldn't fit them over my big bottom. You know what? I'm not going to ask you any questions. If you don't love them, you simply send them back. It's not like when you go back to the shops and you have to explain that you couldn't squeeze your foot into that shoe. You couldn't squeeze into this, that, or the other. It can be embarrassing. We're not going to even ask you if you don't love them. I know it's not even the same. We're not going to even ask you. Already a huge amount of these have been allocated. Please make sure you are checking out baskets. Marjorie, Marion, Louise, Lou, Emma, Mick, Sasha, Carol, Tracy, Anonymous in Massachusetts. I love that we've got jewellery makers from all over the world. If you are shopping from abroad, from the UK, please use the right-hand side of your screen There is a drop-down menu and you can change your currency on there, and we will ship to most countries throughout the globulus. Don't forget, we got those black onyx. I'm going to take the black onyx cabs over with me, Danny, actually, if that's all right. And then you don't have to get up to give them me because I don't know where my floor manager's gone. Now have a look. He's in the nap room again, isn't he? Have a look at what Laura has made. I love Scott. I think he needs his own, you know, like Derek, the TV series. Yeah. We could do that, but with Scott. Have a look.
I'm just going to pop this onto a chain.
I love that, Laura. That ring is outstanding, and I love these earrings.
I actually ran out of the silver wire, so that's why I changed it into the pink on the fluorite. But
ran out, Laura. Ran out.
But I had 10 meters of it.
Look at that.
And I've got one more. I'm just going to pop it on a chain for you.
Aren't these beautiful? Now, what Laura's going to teach us today, and look, here's that fluorite, and every time it gets me, that fluorite does. I love it. Now, what Laura's going to teach us, now these are two different techniques, in fact, on the two cabochons here. Now, I'm going to show you, because Laura had to really make me see that actually there's two. We've got a Viking knit wrap here, and this is a looped wrap where the loops actually meet on the bow instead of in between the cross. Now, the only way you're going to see that is if you get uber close. Shall I bring it closer to you?
There you go. I'll give you that one then.
There we go. There we go. Now we're going to have a look. Can we get close? Sorry, Clary Wary. Now have a look at this. So that one is not Viking knit. The next one, because you see where it loops onto the actual bow, this is the Viking knit here. Laura's going to show us how to elaborate that, how to encrust it with gemstones, and how to make it look more decorative. And then you can actually sort of start to intertwine that into your different pieces. And this one here as well, a smaller version of, and is matching to the earrings. Have you been wearing this one? Oh no, it's kind of similar.
No, this is actually my own. And I wore this so that you could see, you can even do this with really small undrilled gemstones. So all of these are little tiny cabochons.
So pretty. I do love these earrings. Now, that's it. If we just pop your hand down, then we can see it. There we go. Perfect. So talk to me about your inspiration with this kit, Laura, and what did you want to show everybody?
Well, actually, I did a day show a couple of weeks ago, and I had 3 cabochons, and I just thought, right, what can I do with them? So I put them all together, and I thought, oh, I really like that. And I do often get people asking me, they want to master the netting technique, they want to see how you can net and hold the stones in. So I thought it was a really good project to be able to show you how you can net them in 2 different ways, but using the same technique, just vary it slightly. And then how you can sort of just play about with that, and also how you can, I mean, those ones are drilled, and I've used a drill hole, so you can still get that same look, and also how you can put more than one cabochon together. So you can do this technique with just one, but you can also put a couple together and create a real, you could create a massive bib if you wanted to, you know, if you had lots of different sized ones. So I just wanted to show how you could do all of that.
Okay, perfect. So we are going to touch on sort of 2 different techniques, aren't we?
Yes.
How are we going to, where are we starting, and what do I need to begin with?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with making a frame. So let me just clear my myself in a good old mess over here. Okay. So what we want to do is to start off with, I've actually got some prep pieces here, and it might actually help when I explain. I'm going to cut off some of the 1mm wire. And it needs to be
silver 1mm.
Silver 1mm, and it needs to be long enough that it's going to be able to just go around both the cabochons and create a bail. Now I've snipped this a little bit just because I didn't want it too long, because I was bringing it up with me. So this is one continuous piece of wire here, and it's going to hold both of those in, okay? And what's nice about doing this is you can use the 2 different colours. I mean, you had that bundle earlier with the 0.4 and the blue and the green.
Yeah.
You could do that with this, so you can mix the colours up and you could have a real multicoloured piece. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get my 1mm wire. Now, you could measure, I'm not going to.
Okay,
I know
so
it's
if
going
I'm
to be.
at home, how much would I need?
You would need enough to be able to go around. If you wanted to be measuring, you would need to take your round stone, measure it roughly, and what it's going to be is just slightly smaller. We'll do this properly in a minute, but it's going to be just slightly smaller than the actual cabochon itself, okay?
Because you want it to sit
sits
on and you're
yeah,
going to
sits
anchor
on it.
from it.
So you want it to be slightly smaller, and then you're going to want this wire to be enough to go around the second cabochon, which I've put mine down. So roughly, and then enough to make sure you've got your bail wires as well.
Okay.
So you just have to get, it's just, you know, so I'll just re-straighten that. So for me, I've probably cut about 1/2 metre just over. Okay, so what is a handy little trick is if you can get a ring mandrel.
Which one? The
Yeah, just the ring mandrel.
The stainless steel one.
Yep. And then you'll get a nice size loop. You want to find the centre.
Yeah, my stomach went, wow. Sorry.
Sorry, that surprised me.
I've only had a cup of soup today. Other soups are available.
I did smell lush though. So I'm just going to find roughly a size. At the moment I'm on around about O. And what I'm going to do is just place that on the back of the stone and see if that's about right. If I want it to be a little bit larger. Don't want it to be too small. If it's too small, you're going to have to do a lot of netting before you can even start catching the stone.
So you're making a rod for your own back by going too small. So try just to get it, what Laura, quarter of a centimetre around the edge, about 3 mil?
You just want it to sit in. You don't have to use a ring mandrel if you don't want to. It just makes it nice. Makes it look nice from the back, because even if you look at the back of this one, it looks nice. You want it to look neat. You don't want it to look really messy, you know?
I agree with that. I saw that straight away and thought how neat the back was.
Yeah.
And it does make a difference in the finished structure, doesn't it, I think?
Yeah. So that's just worth taking that bit of time over. I'm not going to worry too much. But you just want it to be just on the inside. So that's probably about right. It's just on the inside of the stone. Oh, let me move that down. There, so you can see I've got a little bit of room around the edge, but not loads, okay? So, now I need to start with my wire. So with this one, I chose the pink because I just thought it was nice. Okay.
There we go. So what you're doing now?
Right. Okay, so for this, I want to just take a length of wire. Now, this again is very similar to the Viking knit, so you need to cut the wire from the reel. So I don't want to add into this. I want to get it all done with one go.
Okay. So how much did you?
So I'm probably going to cut about 1 metre. Just about 2 metres.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a funny metre.
I know, about 2
Flipping
metres. All right. Okay.
Now, I've got some different cabochons before you continue, and I am going to give you a 5-minute make with these as well. I might give you a teardrop one, because they're lovely, aren't they?
They're cute.
You've got teardrops and ovals.
Okay.
Now, is a teardrop easy to make into a nice big prong set ring?
Yeah, you could definitely. I mean, you did that show with me, didn't you? Where I did the prong set.
Laura,
and
I loved
it. It would totally work, and you could actually make it really quite dramatic with silver wire. Just have the wire just holding that stone in, so you don't lose any of the beauty of the stone. And they're really nice sizes as well, and they've got a nice thickness to them, which is really quite nice when you're working with cabochons, because you want, especially if you were netting. If you were going to net that, you can't really appreciate that.
Nice edge to it,
It's got a nice edge to it. It's got a nice
that works very well with soutache as well.
Even if you use friendly plastic, I've seen Liz do it where she creates a natural sort of bezel using the friendly plastic, polymer clay, anything. I mean, yeah, you know, you've got a lovely variety there.
You've got a variety of different thicknesses, and you will always be guaranteed the carat weight. But they're all varying. Now you've got ovals and teardrops. These have never been seen before, giving you some alternatives. Now, have a look at the teardrop. I love that. Now, remember, this is black onyx. I often get asked, what's the difference between black onyx, black agate, black this, that, and the other? Black onyx is super glossy. So have a look at that. Think about that as well. Black onyx is very, very glossy. Now, black agate, you will see some banding in. You often see the different bands. You get a nice solid colour. Spinel is very sparkly. So you want the ultimate gloss from a black gemstone. If you want a solid colour, then it's completely and utterly got to be black onyx. Now, these are brand new. You get an array of ovals and you get an array of teardrops. Look at that. Laura's been given a teardrop as well. Great for rings, great for the project that we've got here with Laura. Wonderful if you want to do a netting technique around them. I mean, there's such huge scope for your design. You will always be guaranteed 730 carats. Now, you're already very busy on the phone lines for these. Please, please do not hesitate. I don't want you missing out. You get all of this for just $9.95. 730 carats is a huge amount, an absolutely huge amount in your carat weight. And look how glossy. I'm just giving them a. They've just literally come out from literally been booked in. So I'm just giving them a wipe because we haven't even got to that point yet. They are so new here in the building. To have the different varying teardrops and things like that is just now Laura's doing a 5-minute make throughout the show. We will catch up with you in a bit. You got I've got loads of people on the phone lines right now for these. They're going all the way to the USA. Pat, Carol, Jill, Genia, hello, you've got yours. Loads of you in for this one. They are still available. We have a few of them because they're brand spanking new. We had 150 of these, but already a large amount of these have been allocated. We're very busy on the phone lines for these. Please make sure you are checking out baskets. What do you got? She's already on her 5-minute make.
I am being really quick because I wanted to just see if I could do a super cheaty quick way of doing a prong ring.
Really? You're that quick? Sometimes when you're inspired by the gemstones though, Laura, does it make it easier?
Yeah, it does. And the thing is, you know it's going to work. I don't know if this is going to work, but I know that the silver and the stone's going to work. So I'm just going to...
We're all very impressed that you can just, you know... instant inspiration there. It's wonderful.
Bear in mind, this is super cheating. I would do this properly if I had time. But that's what we love about JM.
Well, that's the whole point of the 5-minute make. You know, if we can inspire you in 5 minutes, $9.95. It's a new thing we decided to do today. 5-minute make, which could be at any point. Danny decided when it was, just before we got started with the wonderful designer inspiration. He's challenging you as well.
Is he?
You're mean, you are, Danny.
Mean.
We'll tell her in a minute what that is. Don't confuse her with too much.
Don't be mean.
Never mind.
Well, this is going to be a bit of a random.
Look, you're so good. You're so quick. I love that you can just do this so quickly. Loads and loads and loads of you on the phone. Make sure you're checking out baskets. These are brand spanking new. UOC D84. 40 of these have gone and been allocated.
Okay, so this is going to be super quick, and I am using a thick wire, so it's a bit harder, but you can get an idea. So you can see already that's been held in. I'm just going to cheat a little bit here.
She's doing a ring, she's doing a ring. We need a little do 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 do. We need a big make, a 5-minute make clock. Can we do that, Tom, next time? Can we have a clock?
Next time. Okay, so it's pretty much, just get rid of some wires, but you can get an idea. So you can do something like this.
Half the stock has gone.
I haven't even.
Half the stock's gone.
You do have to, one thing to do with cabochons is always make sure you catch any escape. So you really need to make sure that that bottom is secure, that part there, because otherwise it's just going to slide straight through.
Okay, so secure your bottom.
Secure your bottom.
I've got a very secure bottom, I tell you that for nothing. Now you will be guaranteed always 730 carats no matter what, which is wonderful because you always know that you've got a certain amount of gemstones coming. They do vary in size, but you will get teardrops and ovals.
Really
do you
rough.
have a website, somebody's asking?
Yeah, I do. It's, shall I spell it? It's easier.
Yeah.
It's Unique U, so it's YOUNIQUYOU. So it is easier. I link often on my guests. Unique U. But the word, the U is the word you.
Instead of unique, it's you.
Neat.
Neat.
You.
You.
And I do blogs. I've started doing blogs as well on my train travels.
Have
so
you?
Trying to sort of, you know, keep that interactive. Right, so it's a bit rough.
I like it, keep it in track. Train travel, like what you did there.
Yeah.
Was it not intentional?
No.
I liked it, I liked it.
Okay, so it's rough, but you can get an idea.
We're getting an idea now. We'll continue with the demonstration.
So there you go.
But we'll touch back on the 5-minute make at the end of the demo while I'm blabbering.
You can.
There you go, look.
So
I can finish it for you, maybe.
Yeah.
Or will that, do you hate the idea of that? You hate the idea of that. I'm not going to touch it.
Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, thank you. Right. So
You can see where it's going. Obviously, I'm not going to go out like that. I will
No.
probably blind somebody, if not myself.
Right, so what I'm going to do now...
Right, we're continuing, just to
We're gonna
reiterate,
start.
we're continuing with the project now.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the Viking knit netting, okay? And so the Viking knit netting is only very slightly different to the netting itself. Both techniques, it just gives a different look.
It is a type of Viking knit though, yeah? Or not? Because you're calling it Viking knit netting.
This is Viking knit netting.
Yeah, but that's not, because
but
you're
this
adding on.
This is just net.
It
This is like a
looks
lace
like
net.
it though, doesn't it? I did say that to you, it does look like
That's
it.
quite a good shot actually. Oh, there you go. Plan that. So what I'm going to do is just take the wire and I just want to...
And you've gone in the cross point now.
Yep, so
Laura,
I've gone to the
silver.
cross and I just wrapping the wire around about 2 to 3 times just to bind it together. What I'm doing is just wrapping it all together now. I'll show you in 2 seconds. So it's just a couple of wraps, okay? And then what I want to do with this little tail is I'm just going to wrap it around this single wire on its own 2 to 3 times. Okay, and then just snip that. So that's gone now, okay? And that will all blend in and there's no sharp edges. So now what I want to do, I'm going to shorten this length of wire because I'm not going to be able to show you it properly and I don't need to do the whole lot. So I'll give that to you. There you go. So this is just how I work. I tend to work clockwise, okay? I don't know if it's because I'm right-handed. I don't know if you work left-handed, you would want to go anti-clockwise. It doesn't matter if you go clockwise or anti-clockwise. I just naturally go clockwise when I do this. So you're going to work around, okay? So I'm actually not even going to think about putting my stone in just yet. I'm going to do the first row first. So I've got my wire here, and at the moment it's coming up in the right position. What I want to do is I'm bringing the wire, I want it to come back through, and it's not crossing at any point, so it's staying like this, and I'm just going to, and you can see how it's starting to form that loop. Now a nice little trick, to get nice consistent loops, put your round nose pliers in, and pull. Bear in mind I'm doing this backwards. There. So you can see when you remove that, you'll have that one. So if I do it again, so I'm just going to bring the wire through, so it's going just around like this, and then pop that pliers in there, and then you'll get consistent shaped loops. Can you
like
see?
little arches.
Yeah,
now.
but if I did them freeform, you won't get that consistency. So if you can get that first row to
So
always...
using your round nose pliers is essential.
Yeah, only, well, it's not essential. 2 seconds and I'll show you. I used my round nose pliers on this one, and I didn't on this one. So these ones are a little less uniform going around.
I wouldn't even notice that.
You wouldn't
though.
notice. It's just if you do want it to be uniform, it's just the first row you do it on. You don't have to do it on any other row. It's just that first netting.
It's attention to detail there, because I actually, by eye, I wouldn't have even noticed the difference. But I suppose for somebody like you, because you are a bit more of a perfectionist, you would pick up on it straight away.
I'll also say it's easier. So what I'll do is I'll do one now. So it's just going through, and I won't use the pliers. So what I'm going to do is just gently form it. And then you have to try and do it by hand and get them consistent every time. And what can happen is you can pull it too hard or you can lose the shape. So you don't have to, but you can just see it's a little bit harder, whereas it would have been a lot easier if I just put my plier in.
Use your tools where they're needed, but use your hands.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but you can see that.
It is a preference thing. I think this is still going to be easy enough if you've got dexterity problems, because you are using a 0.4 wire.
Yeah. And look, if you just see, it's so quick and easy to just do that and you move on. And you know you're going to get that sort of consistency. But it doesn't matter. If you don't want to use the tools, don't worry. And so you're just going to do this all the way around. So I'm just going to go quickly around. And what will happen is you get a bit complacent when you start doing this, and that's when you end up with uneven holes. Okay. So you can just see that there. So what I'm going to do is just bring it around so you can see when we start netting it in. What I've found the easiest way to do this. Now you can use masking tape to hold the stone in place if you want to. I found the easiest way is to actually do the second loop more or less all the way around, and then place a stone in, and then you can start catching it in.
Oh, okay.
Okay, otherwise you could...
Will I expect it to fall out at this point and not
Oh
worry
yeah,
about it?
well it's not got anything holding it in, see. So if you place it on like that, you can check it and you'll see straight away that it's not even anywhere close to holding it in, and the second row probably won't hold it in. So I tend to do the second row like this without the stone until I get to around here, then you can put the stone in, and then when you start that third one, you're starting to encase it within the actual knit then. So just when you get to these bits here, just don't worry, just go around it. So naturally just go through that gap there so you can see. All right, this is just the foundation, so this bit doesn't really get seen. So now when you actually want to start doing the weave itself, what you want to do is the same theory as the Viking knit bit. So you're just going to bring the wire through. I tend to just, it's easier to do like this, through one way and back through the other. So when you turn it like that, you get that little cross there. Can you see that? Just about. So you can see now I would go over, so I would miss a loop, go through this loop, and then back through the one that we missed. And then just gently form it round, and really need to be careful with your tension because it's really easy to pull it, and you don't want to pull it too tight because it will end up sort of crunching in on itself. But can you see how it's starting to form? So you go and you just keep repeating that all the way around and just going in. And when you start actually putting the stone in and start netting the stone in, what will happen is it will become easier to do the weave without having to go through the gemstones, through the loops. You'll be able to just do it as if a normal Viking knit. It will just pick up. And again, use your little pick that you get with your Viking knit tool. Oh,
do you know what? And if you haven't got a pick, you can just have a bit of 1 mil wire.
Something.
So don't
but
worry.
yeah, if you've got a tool, just use it just to lift that wire up. You literally continue like that all the way around.
Okay.
Okay. I want to show you on the same piece, rather than sort of boring you doing lots and lots of the same thing, how you change it for a netting, which is what you do on the black version.
I love that.
Okay. So to do that, you get that netted effect. If you don't want to do the Viking knit, all you're going to do is, I'm just going to skip one a moment. Okay, so you can see my sort of loop here, what we would sort of say the rung here. What I would do, whereas we were going behind the cross, with this one, all you want to do is just go through the loop. Make sure that wire comes exactly the same as when you're starting it, so that the wire's at the front, and just hook. And then go to the other next one and just hook. And you can see you see the difference in that? Go to that one and then hook it round, and then that just changes the look, so it's actually on the rung as opposed to round there where it's behind the cross. And that's the only difference.
That's the only difference between that and the...
Yeah, that's...
So it's very similar look, and you can actually use both technique. You can use one technique for both pieces, can't you?
Yeah.
And you do get a similar look, so it's not like it's a huge dramatic change, actually.
No, and the way that I finish, and I can show you on this one, just to get rid of that wire but blend it into the design, if you can see just at the top here, on this stone here, can you see that?
Yeah.
And all I've done is, I tuck it in a little bit, but this is just a demo. All you do is, as I've done there, so if I can just swap and show you that, all you do is just bring it back around again.
Okay.
And just make sure it blends in, and then just trim it. And then that's all you do, and it just blends into the design. And then you haven't got ends or wires that are going behind the stone or anything, it just sort of blends in.
Okay.
Okay?
Now, I'm going to give you your challenge bundle now, but you don't have to be challenged. But because we're running out of time, because it's 10 to 4 already.
Okay.
Can't believe that. We're going to give you 1.25 wire and 1 mil wire, but that's a separate bundle. I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to give you the most amazing strand, which actually, I don't know if you knew this, Danny's been saving this one, especially for you.
He did say that, yeah.
Now, I'm going to give you the wire first. Aren't they beautiful, aren't they? What do you want that? Yeah, yes, good idea. Do your 5-minute make.
Do my 5-minute make.
1.25 wire, really thick, perfect for rings, great for hammering if you want to do that flattened hammered look. Great if you bought your new hammer with the 5 interchangeable heads. It's perfect for that because you can splice into this. And then I'm going to give you your 1mm wire as well. So for big structure pieces, out of the colours, so we're not actually including gold and silver in this, but out of the coloured wire, this is our most popular. This and copper are our biggest selling of all of the colours. Now they're all e-coated, and you do get a coating of sterling silver under that antique bronze as well. E-coated to make them hypoallergenic and to prevent tarnishing. ZCG C23, the 20 metres. Oh, do I get the strand as well? I thought for that price tag it was separate. I am sorry. Now you are getting these. Now, this is a strand that we do feel specifically meets your genre because it's wonderful to, and look. Can you see all these patterns? This reminded me of Memoirs of a Geisha, and I don't even know why. That is, to me, nighttime, but someone's still windsurfing. This one is the hills in smog, and not the hills, like woods in the background, bit Harry Potter. You know, I can really see things in gemstones sometimes. And this one, almost the sea at night there. Maybe you've got little trees actually in the background too. I mean, I can see so much these genuine gemstone strands. You do get lots of yellows and things as well. Should be, and actually I'm very happy to pay £20 and 35 pence because you know what? These agates are 35 by 25. They are huge. You get loads of it. Look at all these wonderful patterns, and it's so inspiring. Very unique strand, and that is appealing to me. And you know what? They're monochrome as well. That appeals to me even more because I know how versatile they're going to be. To anybody I'm making for $16.95. I think you're getting a great price for the wire alone. $16.95 for the strand and the 20 meters of wire. Now we're already very busy on the phone lines for this. I can see you very much lighting up my screens. 0800 644 655. You are expected to end a queue. To get on the end of a queue when you join that free phone number. Please don't worry. Doris, you've got yours. Anonymous in Massachusetts. Joanne in Arizona. You're loving this in the USA. Abigail in Greater Manchester. Nines in the Tyne of Ware. Anonymous in Surrey. Teresa in Glamorgan. You've all got yours. Well done to you. ZCGC23. Full of inspiration already, Laura? Oh, she's had it early. Let me show you. That's wonderful. Is that what you were doing? You're great. Look at that. And what about those pendants? Look at that. Have a look at the back. How neat is Laura? Classic binding that is, said Tom in my ear. You said that proper Gloucestershire. That's classic binding.
Classic binding, is it?
Classic binding. Oh, Tom, I like the way you said that. It made me happy and full of joy. Now, if you are also looking at this thinking, I can see loads of scope for design here, then grab it with both hands and run with it. Laura's even managed to do a weave with that 1mm using the 1.25. Just fabulous, absolutely fab. 5-minute make is over, everybody. Did you love those blackout onyx cabochons? Because I did. Laura Binding, well done.
Thank you.
Oh, you're the Usain Bolt of jewellery making, you are. Look at that. It's all about those black onyx cabs were ace, weren't they? And we'll bring the details of which at the bottom of your screen. Brand new they were, says Danny, like that, a little bit Welsh, even though he's French Brummy. £9.95, which price tag for all of these.
But you could imagine laying them out and doing a nice bib star necklace with all of the netting. So you'd use a thicker wire as a frame and then just net all of those in.
I would like that a lot.
How cool would that be?
Perfect. Perfect. Now, my dear hearts, let's continue on with the designer inspiration. I'm going to leave the details for the challenge there.
Okay.
I love this. I might wear that. Is that all right with you?
Yes, fine. Okay, so what I want to just show, obviously that's the basic technique. That is all there is to it. So hopefully, you know, that's going to answer some questions.
But how did you put them both together? Was it all on the one?
No, I'm going to show you that now. So the netting is done. You place the stone in and make sure that, you know, I'm going to push that with my thumb and I know that that stone cannot come out.
So you've got to be very, very happy with the security of your stone before you decide to add the next stone.
Yeah, I mean, what you want to make sure is do that extra round of loops to really make sure it's in. If you can do that and it looks like it could be pushed out, then just do an extra row round and it will be fine, as long as you're happy and it's secure, okay? Then when it comes to adding the next piece, you just have to shape it, again, to be a little bit smaller than the stone. So you just place it on and think, how exactly am I going to want this to lay? So I can see, right, and then I'm just going to, and then just manipulate it around. So you've got that sort of shape like that, and then you can just place, oops, and you can tweak it about a little bit. So you place that on there like that, see? And then you do exactly the same. So make sure you're happy where these wires are. So if you look, these are crossing quite far down. See how it's slightly off-centered? So these are going to be my bail. I'll just straighten up here. So they're too far down. So you would just change it up a little bit so that when you just use your fingers, so that you're going to be happy with where that bail's going to go, because you don't want the bail to be down here. You need to make sure that it's going to be coming up central.
Okay, because otherwise you've got a wonky piece there.
Yeah, otherwise it will all be wonky. So
sorry,
that
it took me a while for that to
register,
to picture it, and then I responded, which is why
I could see the thought process on your face.
Penny dropping now.
Yeah. So then you place it there, look, and you can see. I mean, you tweak it about a little bit, but you know that that's going to be.
You can have it either way up as well, Laura, couldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just quite liked the way that it went like that. You just play about with it, and then you just, again, exactly the same. New piece of wire, join it in there, net round your first 2 rows. And then place your stone in, and then when you can start folding that net around and then just catching it in. And that is all you do. You just keep going, and as you're doing it with the stone in, it will just go naturally around the stone, okay? So once you've done that, what I wanted to show then is you do the bail. So the bail is just a nice standard woven bail, but all I did was add some of these, are they little coated pyrites?
They are coated pyrites. Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't. Sorry, I'm a numpty. I just lifted that right out. My fault entirely. I am sorry, Kaz. So yeah, you use those around the edge, but actually you've also framed these, Laura.
Yeah, so what I was going to say, what we did next was, I did just a standard weave where you just go around twice.
Give it a wipe, I've had my fingers on
2
that.
to 3, you love that cloth, don't you?
I do, I think it's important to have a gem cloth
round,
as well. I think
so
we should sell them.
I went round 3 times, so you go around 3 times on one side, go across 3 times on the other, go across 3 times on this side.
2, 3, yeah, I can
then,
see that.
this is just for the bail.
Yeah.
Then add a stone. Then do 2 weaves without a stone, add a stone until you've got just at the front and maybe just up to the top of the bail. You don't need them to go down the back of the bail.
So you've gone 2, a stone, 2, and it's a figure of 8 weave, yeah?
Yeah, so you go 3 times around one wire, across to the other side, 3 times across. So most people will be
Oh, so 3, not 2 and then over.
3.
3 over, 3 over, 3 over. Okay.
And then you form your bail, which you would have just folded over.
You're just folding that over your finger, is that okay?
I am, yeah. Well, you would do this properly. I'm doing this because I'm doing it in a bit of a rush. Bring the 2 front parts of the tail straight across so you can see.
Yeah.
Then that would obviously all be woven. And then just coil one piece, fold it over, and that's a pretty little bail done. Okay, fold it and wrap it around.
Hang on. Yep, sorry.
So then once you've done that, that's when I thought this
I like how you stood it up like that.
Yeah, I just thought I want this to have something a little bit more to it, and really if you're going to go for it, I'm going to go for it. So I cut another piece of the 1mm wire off, and again this one I wanted to be...
It does look like a man doing a press up. Or a woman. Women do press ups,
doesn't it? Oh, okay.
My son keeps doing press ups. What is that with that? 9-year-old, he's obsessed with wanting a 6-pack.
Oh, not that. Well. So I'm going to start off with a little spiral. And this spiral, I think, if we turn that piece over, is on the back of the... If I just show you this. I've only put this on memory wire for... You can see that little spiral there?
Do you know, you're so neat even in the back. Do you know, you could actually, Laura, if it flipped over, wouldn't be the end of the world, because it's still so pretty.
And that's what you want it to look nice. So you start off with that little spiral, and what that does is just will become your anchoring point. I'm just going to thread that through, actually thread it through the bail.
So that actually is a good, not only an anchor point, it's going to give you that added security for the larger stone at the back as well. And it's practical.
Yes. So, but for now, we just want it to, so I'm threading that through the bail. I'm just going to put it there.
Yeah.
And then what you would do is have a little rough idea. So when I'm just going to lay this down, I'm going to get rid of the little arms now because it's going to get in my way. So what I want to do is get an idea of how it's going to be. So just sort of form it around how you think you want it to be. And you can change this because I actually changed mine halfway round. I felt it wasn't quite proportional, so I straightened out the bottom part. Because when you start weaving this, what can happen is you might pull the wire in or, you know, change the shape of it. So you check it as well before you do that. So when I got to here, this was looking too big, so I could just straighten it out and re-manipulated it. So just get an idea of it's going to be around about like that. Then, taking that piece that you've worked around, just wrap it around the bail just to secure it. So all that's doing now is holding that for me there. Okay.
So you're still at the point where you're going to need to weave to get that.
Yep. So now we need to weave,
and also to decorate. Would it be strong enough if I didn't add the frame? Or
oh yeah, no, this is just purely for decoration.
Okay,
purely for decoration.
Oh, okay, so I could be firm enough now to. Yeah. Well, indeed, you have done that with the ring.
Well, you could with this. If you wanted to make a bail, if you wanted to weave the bail on that, you've got a pendant. It's perfectly fine.
Okay, so I don't actually.
This is decorative.
Maybe I'm going to do this first, and then I'm going to embellish a little bit later on.
Yeah, but you would do the knitting part first, and then if you want to embellish, you add that on after anyway. It wouldn't matter.
It's like a spiderweb weave, isn't it?
Yeah. So to do this, all we're going to do now. This is just. I just want to touch on this. I won't go too much. Once it's done it, you've done it. Again, just attach the wire somehow, so you can either wrap it around the bail or just wrap it a couple of times. Now you do need to cut the wire off for this. I'm going to wrap it around 1, 2, oops, don't worry about that, 3. So you just want to wrap it around a couple of times. And what I did was, I think I did 5 around the top.
Yeah.
And then if you turn it around, this little frame here, what you do is attach it.
It's a beautiful design this. We're getting lots of lovely comments. Thank you so much for your text messages. Keep them coming. If you've got any questions for Laura at this point, now's the time to reiterate them.
So see, you've got your frame here. This is where this comes in handy. So what I'm going to do is just bring that wire straight up and through. Oops. And straighten it up, and then all you're doing is anchoring it onto there. You can wrap it around again if you want. I like things to be extra secure. I'm going to just trim this because I'm not going to be using it all. You get into such a habit of cutting longer lengths of wire. And so just back up again, so you just do a complete wrap. And then wrap around the top one 5 times. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to just bring it back and join it. Now all I did was, as I was doing that, I would do, and again I just used this by judgment. I looked at the size of the gap as to how many of these stones I added, whether I added 1 or 2 or 3.
I love those. They just add such a wonderful sparkle, don't they?
Yeah, they're just gorgeous. Not all of them will go on, and if they don't, you've got enough for it not to be bobbed. I mean, this is what's left over from all of this.
Oh, from the others, okay. Oh my gosh, so you had loads on there, because you've actually done your projects in full.
So if they don't go on, don't fight it, just put them to one side.
Here.
And then you can place it there, so I can see that that fills that gap nicely. Okay. All right. And then I would just do the same, just anchor that wire around that frame. Once, and then around again, just around that frame. Don't worry if it goes through one of the holes or anything. There you go. And then you just do the same. And what I tend to do is I probably do 2 where I don't actually add a stone, or I did 1 where I didn't add a stone, and then I did the pattern, continued the pattern on. And you do that all the way around, and that's all you do. If you run out of wire, simply make sure you run out on one of your 5 wraps at the top. and maybe run out about on your third wrap and then add a new piece, do 2 wraps and pick the weave up.
Okay, so just to keep embellishing all the way around till you've gone all the way around, and then to finish off.
To finish it, that is really it. You'll see this is already moved here, the spiral. So what I did was just trimmed it and just made sure it sat on the back of the stone. So, you know, this has just been done quite quickly, but I just placed that there. And then again here with this excess wire here, as long as I know, because I don't want to do anything to that until I've done everything. When I've gotten around to this part, I just hand coiled that, and just wrapped it around the bail a couple of times and trimmed it, and that was it. And that's all you do, and it's a complete piece.
And we've seen, do you know what, I have got more confidence in my Viking weave now since knowing that it is very easy, and I hope you found that. And then remember that you can elaborate Viking weave. You don't have to have it off the lazy daisy. You can actually encase big cabochons like you have here, like Laura has here. Laura's available on Facebook, and she has her own webpage as well, if you would like to get hold of her. Unique U, unique spelled Y-U-U.
Y-O-U.
Y-O-U, that's what I meant. We'll get her to read. Can you read doodle it on Facebook, you know, do the cutty pasty thing, yeah? I mean, I don't know how to do it, you know what I meant though. So I can click on it. Yeah. $24.95 for your kit. You've got your Amazonite, you've got your 3 cabochons in there as well. You've got 3 lots of wire and that gorgeous pyrite. If you want it, we are absolutely busy as bees on the phone lines for that one already, and it's already been allocated in baskets, ready to check out. After the break, we're going to come back with loads of gorgeous things. If you would like to get involved with Laura on one of her courses, here is exactly how you do that.
Join guest designer Laura Binding on our intermediate wirework course. The aim of the course is to enhance your wirework skills and take your designs to the next level. You will learn more advanced weaving and binding techniques which you can incorporate into your jewellery. The full course includes a selection of gauges of wire, a generous scoop of mixed gemstones, a copy of the Wirework Tutorial DVD Edition 3, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios and chance to meet the presenters, and a visit to our Gemstone Museum. All of this for just £79.95. To book your place, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Jewellery Maker, bringing out the designer in you.
Jewellery Maker course gift vouchers are now available. You can choose from a bronze, silver or gold voucher. Each voucher is worth a different amount that entitles you to put towards a course of your choice. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
The fastest way to shop with Jewellery Maker is by going to our website. Just click on the sign up button. Once you've filled in the required details, you can start shopping. You can watch the show by clicking the Watch Live button on the front page. You can also use our Refine tool and narrow down your search. Once you've found an item that you like, just simply click on the Buy Now button and the item will be added to your basket. Don't forget you can add as many items to your basket per day and still only pay 1 P&P. Enjoy shopping with Jewellery Maker.
We all know that you need the right tools for the job. So here at Jewellery Maker, we have developed our very own tool set just for you. In this larger set, we have provided more tools to help you develop your jewellery making skills even further. The kit includes wire cutters, a bead reamer with replacement tips, an awl, tweezers with a scoop, a sliding gauge, a snip, and all the essential pliers you will need. All of this is yours for just $15.95. Neatly presented in a carrying case with an embossed Jewellery Maker logo. Stay tuned for more advice, tutorials and demonstrations of jewellery making. We provide the tools, you provide the skill.
Welcome back. You're watching Designer Inspiration with myself and the lovely Laura Binding. Now, I want to give you a strand that is the sparkliest strand of blue sapphires I've ever seen. I promise you, with my hand on my heart, that I thought these were black diamonds when I first saw this. I went, oh, black diamonds. And then I looked and I thought, no, that is the deepest, richest blue, almost a blue-black, you know? Have a look at this strand and I want you to imagine it falling from the most beautiful cascading earrings. Maybe this is going to be a beautiful bracelet to go with those earrings. They're going to add some gold to just highlight the richness. The way these are faceted with an utterly expert hand just gives you that fabulous sparkly glisten. And the thing is that we've seen sapphire, yes we have seen blue sapphire coming in and out of JewelleryMaker, and you know what? None have ever boasted a sparkle half as rich as this. Now, can you imagine this glistening in your hair if you're getting married? Can you imagine these dangling from your ears around your neckline at that very sophisticated event, the one where you want to look and feel like $1,000,000? This is that strand. This is sapphire, September's birth gemstone. And we think about Tiffany & Co, and we think about Cartier, and we think about Bulgari, we think about all those very exclusive, very high-end, very expensive jewelers, and we expect to see a strand just like this in their collections, don't we? Now, to use a gemstone like this, to have it firsthand, just as I was saying earlier, surely this is a strand that belongs to a jeweler. It should be, shouldn't it? Deep blue, super glamorous, totally lustrous. And at £28.95 to get 20 carats of blue sapphire is an utter treat. We're taking it under 25. I don't know why. Perhaps we'll die. Oh, why 28? We won't. You're already hugely in for this at £24.95. You have got value personified, but more than that, because when we see a strand that we fall in love with, we don't actually really care how much the price is. We love it, we need it, we gotta have it. We will be auctioning off our half of our wardrobe just to buy it. 20% of the stock has gone. Caroline in Cambridge has bought 2. Melanie in Cumbria. Susan in Rhondda Sinontaff. Lozzie there on the phone lines. Please make sure you are checking out your basket. Remember that you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're thinking, oh, that's my budget for the day, remember you've got 30 days in your money-back guarantee. I'm not going to ask you why you want to send it back, because that can be embarrassing. Nobody's going to ask you that. If you don't love it, send it back. We'll give you your money back. Absolutely, we will. £24.95. Vivian in London, you have got yours. A huge amount of the stock is now gone. We are very, very busy for this strand. Remember that you only pay 1 P&P as well. And remember that we're shipping straight from our warehouse in the Midlands. £24.95. 1 P&P, no matter how heavy your basket is, 1 P&P. Now, Anna, you always buy exclusive strands. Don't forget, Anna, if you know Anna's got it, Rebecca in Essex, Zena in Greater London, you know that it's high-end, you know that it's going to be splendid. Now, £24.95. I would download the certificate of authenticity or ask to add it to my order, because you know what? Go and get this strand valued before you even make it up into jewellery. I think you will love the fact that, well, I'm not even going to say anything. All I'm going to say is, when you walk out of having had this strand valued, you can have a smile on your face. If you don't send it back, I think you're going to have a massive smile on your face and think, I got the most amazing value. Give us a text. I want to know if you've had anything valued. Please let us know. I've got this beautiful peridot which will go with this strand as well. Coming up very soon. I know I keep showing you this peridot, but it's lovely. This is Kaz's birth gemstone as well. Kaz, when in August is your birthday, my darling? Which
that's
team?
my wedding anniversary.
19th of August seems to be a good day at
It's a
JewelleryMaker.
good day.
Laura Binding got married in August. And did you have peridot at your wedding because it's an August gem?
No.
You should have. and Kaz, it's your birthday on the 19th of August, so get those cards out now. Now. Scott, you're looking a little bit crestfallen there. Was it your birthday too?
No, I'm not going to bother mentioning the 19th of August is not a good day for me.
The 19th of August is not a good day for Scott, but he doesn't want to talk about it, which I'm glad we touched on that. Now, have a look. Now, I need you to know, aren't they gorgeous? Now, look really closely because they're actually cut into flowers, but double-sided. They look like what, darling? They look like a particular rose which you can't remember the name of. Okay. Macrame, earrings, either end of a chainmail bracelet. Yes, 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 yes. Rings, absolutely. These are just wonderful. And they're hand carved. Look at the clarity that you're seeing coming out of this strand. And also remember, do you know what? They're perfect cufflinks. They're perfect cufflinks, aren't they? I'm going to count them off that. 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 33? That's a lot of cufflinks. If I was mathematically good, I would be able to tell you exactly like that. 30p each is what we're going to give them to you for 60p a pair of cufflinks. Because how much it's cost you. Obviously, you're going to put your findings in there. What do you mean a quarter of the stock's gone? I don't even know how much these are. They're 12 mil round. They're only $9.95. Strands like this are few and far between. And you know something? Think about these decoratively, not just in jewellery making. Because on that winter table, imagine these with some coloured pearls around the base of a candle on your Christmas table. Beautiful for that as well. I'm a big fan of doing things like that. And I'm also thinking that these are going to go very well indeed with your coloured pearls. Those are glorious. I want that. I almost want it to be autumn so that I can wear this. Actually, these could be summery, these pearls. I take back my own words there. Of course I do. $9.95, the clarity, the cut, the colour, the fact that these are going to be a nice soft graduation. But you know, sometimes you get too much of a harsh contrast with white or with black. This isn't harsh, it's subtle. Anonymous in Massachusetts, I bet you love the fact that you only pay 1 PMP. Let's talk about the lapidary, in fact, because it takes a lot of skill. Do you know that to become a lapidress, by the way, is somebody who cuts gemstones or facets gemstones. To become a lapidress isn't normally something you decide, like I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be a vet, I'm going to be, you know, this, that or the other, a presenter on JewelleryMaker. You actually normally the norm is to have gotten the skill from your fathers, not father's father. It could be, you know, it's a skill passed down from father to son, usually. It's a family thing. Sean, Rosie, you've got yours. Anonymous in Massachusetts. Karen, Helen, Glennis, Jackie in Cumbria. Abiola, you've got yours. Joan, you've got yours. Abigail, you've got yours. They're only $9.95. 30 of these gone and sold out. Now, can I do the peridot now, please? Thank you. Have a look, because this is natural peridot and you can see that straight away. I just love these. Huge fan of peridot. It goes gloriously with gold. You know how much I love my Egyptian jewellery, and this with gold to me is the epitome of Egyptian jewellery. I absolutely love this with your copper wire as well. It looks wonderful, cascading from earrings. This is a beautiful green, and I would say it's a green for all seasons. Sometimes you get Christmas green, sometimes you get very springtime green. This is very springtime green, don't get me wrong, but it can be very Christmassy. But I actually think it's a gemstone green that you can wear all year round. It's not particularly wintry in any way. It's not stuck to just summer. However, if you put this with citrine, it looks very summery, very tropical. But then you can bring it back down to earth. You can mix it with some smoky quartz. You can make it a little bit more wintry, perhaps some chocolate pearls or something like that. I definitely think gold or copper with this. I mean, silver and other colours are going to go, but I think to keep it looking really high end, very, very fresh, I think copper or gold just looks, for me, perfect. If you want to mix this and make a bit more sort of a Bollywood mix of colours, I would go with fuchsia. I would go with like an aqua blue as well. They're only $8.95, are you kidding me? Do you know what? You've got to get these. Do you know what I want to do? I'm going to buy 2 of these because I want to make really massive, massive earrings with loads of peridot. Peridot is August's birth gemstone, so associated with Leo and Virgo. Now I live with a Leo and a Virgo, and you need beautiful things to stare at sometimes because they do send you crazy. Ingrid, you have got yours. Julie, you've got yours. Deborah, 70% of the stock has gone. Johanna, Elaine, Chris and Jane, and Abiola, you've got yours. My goodness me, $8.95 for peridot. If that is a bit, now I like peridot in my collection because peridot is my daughter's birth gemstone. It's also my other half's and my dad's birth gemstone. You know what? It does look great with pearls. It's not just about it being so if I looked at Laura's. I know Laura got married in August. I'd put a bit of peridot in something that I was buying for her, and then maybe your kids' birth gemstones. I know your birth gemstone is pearl, isn't it?
Yes.
Because you're a June baby.
I am.
It was your birthday the other day, wasn't
Last
it, darling?
Monday.
Did you have a lovely day?
I did. I had a really nice day.
So you're not a Gemini, you're a Cancer.
I'm a Cancer, but I'm a real...
You're a cusp.
I'm a cusp.
You're a cusper.
Yes.
$8.95. Loads of you there. It's gone. Patricia got 2. Dorothy got 2. Well, good grief. Penfold. Now, you wore this at the weekend? Becky wore it, the hen? Yeah. Who made this, Martha? Do you know who made this? Is it?
No.
I'm trying to guess the designer. It might smell of alcohol. Oh, you've put me off. I was going to put it on my head. No, I will. But did she love it? Do you know what? I want to go to Ascot now. Somebody take me. I feel like if you... Oh my gosh, you would go to Ascot with that. Wouldn't you go to Ascot with that? Look at Laura's... But look, you look like a Wham poster behind me or something. I'm not comparing you to Andrew Goodridge. I think I would like to go to Ascot now. I think that is beautiful. Oh, I love it. Shall I show you the strand that will help make something like this? You need these pearls, full stop. I did not know the information that you just told me in my ear about the price tag. Get on the phone lines now. You are going to need... You need to multi-buy this. These were only launched last week. They're going to all go. They're amazing. They're going under £10. Are you serious? Every single colour. And whether you're going to make jewellery for proms, jewellery for evening do's. Oh my gosh, are these glamorous or are these glamorous? They're gorgeous. Every time. Now, I used to work in Canada. I tell you about that a lot. I probably tell you about it too much. I noticed that ladies in Canada wear a lot of multicoloured pearls. Do you know why? The seasons are so different in Canada. Like, they're so defined. Summer is boiling and it's summer. Winter is cold and it's snowy, and then you've got all of these colours are going to suit all of the different seasons. I've got loads of you. This will sell out, I reckon. These colours are phenomenal. They're glamorous. They're evening glamour. You can separate the colours. You can put them together. How many pairs of different coloured pearl earrings are you going to be able to make? This is such a hot buy. Under £10, all the different colours. These are genuine freshwater pearls with that fabulous colour over the top, pearlescent colour. I have got Julie buying 2, Anonymous, Rosalind, Deborah, Vivian, Jackie, Wendy, Joanne in County Londonderry. Helen, you've got Helen in Malaga. Anonymous in Hertfordshire's got 2, $9.95. This is a phenomenal strand at an outstandingly low price tag. Look at the pearlescence. Look how beautiful these are. Look at those. Yes, it's cherry, deep cherry reds. You've also got those Marilyn Monroe reds. You've got those aquas. You've got those chocolates in there as well. Royal blue, green, peacock green and peacock alula blue. Look at these colours that are outstanding. Janet, you've got 2. Catherine in Essex, 2 for you. Anonymous in Kent. Wendy, half the stock has gone and sold out. WPP 070. WPP 070. Have you got the rings DVD, the wirework rings DVD? You'll see on that wirework rings DVD there's a pearl cluster ring. It's beautiful, and you can create that with this. Loads of different styles of earrings you can create with this. Patricia, you've got 2 in Greater London, well done to you. Susan in Sussex and Anonymous in Surrey. Anonymous in Kent, you've got yours. Yo, Sandra, there you are. I wondered where you were today. £9.95. Wendy in Devon, you've got yours. Make sure you're checking out baskets, my lovelies. I've got Olayinka in Greater London, you've got 2 as well. Kerry, you've got yours. Make sure you're just checking out your baskets. Do you know what, Laura? These are super versatile to have in your stash, aren't they?
Oh, they're just fun, aren't they? You know, I think with something like that, you can either keep them random, or you can actually pick out all the colours and have pairs of colours. So you could pick out the reds and have even like a set. If you did do bridesmaids, you know, you've got a lot of the colours of bridesmaids in that, and you only need 3, one for a necklace, one for a drop on a necklace, and one for a pair of earrings. And you've got several sets out of that.
And there's so many matching colours in here, Laura. You've got a lot, like you just, I mean, when we're talking about value for money, it's personified with strands like this. It really, truly is. I promise you, the value you're getting. And remember, our pearls are not going to stay at these low price tags. They're not. We have got a good price tag from our supplier, but they are rising. The price of pearls, it has risen. They are now more expensive for us to buy. We've still got a great price, but they are going to become more expensive, and that's something that is completely out of our control. £9.95, you need to get these last few strands while you can. It only happened, this strand, to come in. We ordered it a long time ago before the prices rose, but actually only hit JewelleryMaker's land a week ago. Gillian, you've got yours. Karen and Kerry and Susan, check out your baskets. I don't want you missing out on this one. It does look like it's going to sell out. WPP070 is your item code. Think about each colour earring, and think about your display, and think about, oh my gosh, are you going to be doing jewellery parties? Imagine, just make 1 pair of earrings and then show your customers all the different colours, and you can make them there and then. And making custom-made jewellery is lovely because people feel like it's for them, it's especially for them, and it's personal. And I think therefore it becomes a little bit more cherished. £9.95. Deirdre, you've got 2. Well done. Karen, you've checked out your basket. Cynthia's joined us from County Down. Well done to you. Great to see all your names popping up on my screen. I love Yasmin, you've got 2 as well. Hello, Yasmin. Great to see you. I've got a lot of brand new jewellery makers here today as well, so please let me assure you that this is not all you're going to receive with your very first order. You're also going to receive a free tutorial DVD, a free step-by-step book, and a Gem Hub book, a little magazine every month for free. Believe me, there is no hobby that I have that gives me a free magazine every month. They're expensive. Usually you buy it for 99p, a hobby magazine, and then the next month it's £4. Have you ever done that? It really annoys me. Like the bones that my son was collecting, skeleton bones, 99p. Then I went into the thingy, the next, like £6 or something. I was like, are you mad? I don't care if you've only got the toe bone, that's as far as we're going. I can buy him, by the time I'd have finished it, I could have just walked in and bought him a skeleton offline. Online, is that what they call it? Offline, online, who knows? Now, I like that you've got, this. You don't like it? Is it creeping you out? I do look a bit possessed there, don't I? Do you know why? Because I'm highly airbrushed. Oh. Yeah, I look at it, I'm scaring myself actually. Yeah. No, don't change it. I quite like being scared. Have a look. These are absolutely striking. Now, how many times do I talk to you about how difficult it is to get real turquoise, and this is 100% natural, how difficult it is to get 100% natural turquoise in any kind of a shape that isn't a tiny round, because it's such a soft gemstone. Now for me, this is the perfect Barcelona colour, that wonderful Gaudi turquoise. Last 20 in stock. Now this is December's birth gemstone in its natural form. If you were to shop, now these aren't going to be a tiny price tag, they're not, because look at what you've got. They are drops, they're natural, they are also checkerboard faceted. These are things that we only see usually in very, very, very high-end jewellers. Perhaps it would be a dot charm even from Paloma Picasso, which can be hundreds of pounds. Dot charms are tiny, tiny, tiny. One of these could fetch hundreds in those very high-end exclusive jewellers. I don't have just one, I have a whole strand. And what I want you to see is how substantial these are. Look at the thickness of this natural turquoise. These are only our last remaining few, and we have found it very hard this season to get natural turquoise. Very, very difficult. I'm going to, just because the world loves turquoise, what a colour, what a colour. And in this natural, and this is almost more of a hazy blue, and I love that turquoise comes in so many different shades. I just love this. I'm going to count these for you. Remember, they're top drilled, and one in a pendant is going to be wonderful. But I actually think you could do a ring like this, but in tiny and prong set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I've got 19 on this strand. You should have there or thereabouts always the same 50. 50 carats. Look at that colour. What do you got? Gold. Every time with gold. Lots of gold chain, maybe. I am going to give you the lowest ever price tag. Now, these launched at $29.95, and they're worth every whisker of that. Every single penny. However, we are going to take the price tag down. I will never guarantee this price again. It should never have been this price tag in the first place. That's it. Once they're gone, they're gone. We can never, ever guarantee that you're going to get the same thing over and over again. These are genuine gemstones. It's not turquoise colour. It's not dyed howlite. This is the real deal. December's birth gemstone. A gemstone said to bring you spiritual harmony and well-being. It's turquoise, famous for being so wonderful, and one of the most highly coveted gemstones in the world. When you buy turquoise from high street jewellers, there are huge chances that you are in fact not even buying turquoise. You're in fact buying dyed howlite. Unless it's certified, you can't guarantee it. Julie, Catherine, Jeanette, Wendy, Kathleen, Louise, Abiola, another Julie in Suffolk, the other one in Invercycle, Anonymous in Wiltshire. Now, if you all check out, it does look, oh, we're seeing multi-buyers. We've only got 4 left. They're gone. They're sold out. People missed out on that one. Grief on a stick. Ooh, I do love a Keshi pearl. Do you know why these are fab? For me, this is a strand for the mother of the bride or the grandmother of the bride. They're classic, they're pretty, they go great. Do you know what? They're so easy. Just do they remind you? Have you ever seen Sheila's really classic bridal pieces? I love her designs. And she crochets with these and it looks so beautiful. Now, these would look wonderful crocheted. What a colour in this lilac. I really like lilac because it's soft, it's classic, it looks very classy. We're calling these blue, but I would call them I'd call them a lilac. I would almost say they were light lavender. Yes, they are. Do you know what? I did visit the Hitchin lavender fields near me, where they have open air movies and you sit and eat a picnic in the lavender fields. You smell the lavender and you watch classic movies. How romantic is lavender? So romantic. If you want a good idea for a date, that's it, isn't it? There you go. Martha, you can keep that one. Martha is trying very hard to breed. 9x6 to 14x7. A little bit violet. Yes, they are very Parma violet colour. In the hair, these look gorgeous. In the tree of life, these look wonderful. PIP 011 is your item code. Definitely crochet with these. Definitely, they would look outstanding crocheted. Now they are top drilled, which gives you even more of that sort of wiggly. $7.95. They're real Keshi pearls. They're real Keshi pearls. $7.95. I think that is an absolutely nuts price tag. It's nuts. That's nuts. Blue lilac Keshi pearls. Very romantic. Half the stock has gone and sold out. These are only $7.95. They are June's birth gemstone, Laura Binding's birth gemstone. I never met anyone who was born in June that I didn't think was ace. It is true. Try and find somebody born in June that isn't wonderful. I don't think you can. Unless There might be an exception or two to the rule, but generally, Geminis and Cancerians are wonderful people. $7.95. Now you would like to, Claire Perry, who celebrated her birthday a couple of weeks ago as well, was also agreeing with that. $7.95. They take a while to understand, but once you get them, they're gone, they're sold out. A lot of Gemini lovers out there. Now, Tandoori Sapphire. Beautiful Tandoori Sapphire. Have a look. Just look at these. Have you ever fallen in love with Papradashka Sapphire? Oh my gosh, look at these colours. They're fiery as anything. And you've got the pinks in it. Oh my word. Tandoori Sapphire. Brand new. Last week. Look at the tones. Absolutely breathtaking. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Now in gemology, anything other than a blue sapphire is considered to be a fancy sapphire, something extra special. Now I want to show you how many wonderful, wonderful tones you've got in here. You've got pink sapphires. You've got fiery, plummy colours as well, cinnamony colours. These are exceptional. Exceptional. That intensity, that wonderful, wonderful, intense colour. I can't believe what we're seeing here. Tandoori Sapphire is an utter rarity. And think about those Indian summers and think about those wonderful deep colours that we associate with that. Look at that cluster. Now, because you've got such an array of different colours, I would look to do sort of lots of different things. I'd put this in a ring without question. I would put this in a bracelet without question. Do you see all the different tones? Can you imagine clustering these together? I'm gonna just try that now. Cluster these together and make something beautiful. Now these kinds of gemstones are definitely for you. If you're getting a little bit more serious with jewelry making, or if you only ever go in there with the intention of using the very best, the creme de la creme. You know, if you're going to make cakes, you only want them organic, you only want them looking the very best. If you want to make jewelry, you want to use the best gemstones. If that's you, or if you have worked your way up, if you've started using different types of gemstones, or maybe even glass beads, and you're working your way up and you're thinking, I'm ready to make the plunge, I'm ready to start creating. Maybe your best friend has said to you, I love your jewelry making, you are making my jewelry for my wedding. Maybe there's a special somebody in your life that you really want to make a gift for that means something. You've got September's birth gemstone here. Sapphire in anybody's collection is a treasure, isn't it? Well, it's of course a precious strand of gorgeous sapphire. Absolutely beautiful. They're 5x4 to 7x4. They twinkle, they sparkle, they're lustrous, they are full of incredible brilliance. And the saturation of colour could not be any more perfect. If you love them, want them, need them, gotta have them. Get yourself on the phone lines now, because we have only got a limited amount. They're only £20.95. You know something? You've got to grab these quickly, because we don't see many strands. Look at that strawberry jam red. It's intensely, do you know what? It's like the last burning embers of the fire, isn't it? Really strong, really striking, and they are going to make a big difference to your jewellery. When you see something that is so little yet so fierce, you know you've got to use it. Absolutely set the world on fire with your jewellery designs. Anonymous in Surrey, Rosalie, Susan in Ronderson on Taff, Grace in Kent, Cara, Julie, you have got yours. ANYY85 is your item code, and these are only £20.95. So there's one or two ways in which you can come and secure yours. Get yourself on the phone lines. It is a free phone number, 0800 644 655, or you can shop online with us here at JewelleryMaker. It's jewellerymaker.com. Use a debit card. We do take credit cards. Laura, what do you think? What would you do with these? They're delicate, they're more exclusive.
I'd keep them for something special.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly.
But I think I'd have to treat myself to a little pair of earrings. out of just one of the little
So you would
sections.
keep some of these for you before you sold them or gave them as gifts?
Yeah, but then you're doing, if you're wearing what you make, you're going to get attention anyway, because they're going to see them in your ears and they're going to say, oh.
You can write it off as marketing, can't
Exactly,
you?
yeah. So you justify it, can't you? You can justify it. I would probably team them with either gold. But you say that, gold or copper, but if you put silver with it, it would be a real wow piece as well, because it would really
make the
pick
colour
up.
stand out. Yeah.
So I think they would be with any metal.
I agree with you, actually. I think if you want to add to that warmth and the richness, use gold or copper. But I would say a precious metal is going to be the one for me. Either 9 carat gold and sterling silver or sterling silver. Because these are treasures. They're precious gemstones and they are faceted so wonderfully with such incredible detail. £20.95. You are getting 30 carats of beautiful Tandoori sapphire. Cara, Julie, anonymous in Yorkshire, not Yannickshire. Please don't forget to check out your baskets because you're going to miss out on this one. Now, I'm going to give to you some emeralds going under £10. We're spoilers today. That's what we are. These are perfect for crocheting with. They are gorgeous for your Christmas collection. Imagine making emerald jewellery to sell as Christmas gifts. Perfect idea. Now, because these aren't uber shiny and uber sparkly, they could be masculine as well as feminine. I would totally put those together with some leather. I don't know whether the leather cord would fit through, so I would strand this on separately, but I would use this in well, actually, it's a unisex strand in both jewellery for men and women. Now, emerald, of course, just like sapphire, so highly regarded in the gemology world, in the jewellery world, and you get to use it. Now, ordinarily, I would never be saying in the same sentence, emerald strand, 55 carats, under £10. They don't really, not even by a whisker, by the way. You need to get this quickly. If you've got an open basket, how about I give you pocket money precious gemstone strands? 1 P&P all day long. We're not going to add to your P&P. And if this is the first time you have shopped with us, loads of free goodies. Plus, I think this could be a basket opening price tag. If you want to get a right little basket opener, then here it is. Look at that colour. This is emerald, tiaras, fascinators, May's birth gemstone. Or, well, actually, it's which wedding anniversary is emerald as well? Have a little look-see for me, will you, my love? 20th, 35th, and 55th. If you can make it till then you're singing and dancing all the way. How many years have you been married, Laura?
It'll be 8 years in August.
8 years, crikey, on a Viking.
I know. I know.
No. Martha, are you crying because you're never going to get married? You might get to 55 years. People live longer these days. She's crying in my ear. If we weren't so mental, maybe people would try and marry us a bit more. Yeah, I'm trying to work on that too. Yeah, it's about the tantrums, the stampy foot thing we do. Yeah, and the running out of petrol and all of that. Oh, jewellery makers, at least we've got emerald to cheer us up. UDR, U28, 55 carats. Okay, emerald, $8.95. There's only one thing for it. Blinking, get on the phone lines, multi buy, $8.95. May's birth gemstone. Cleopatra's favourite with peridot, and this will mix beautifully with peridot. Mary, you've got yours. Sandra, you've got yours. Anonymous in Somerset. Irene Jane. Oh, Laura Binding.
Yes.
Laura Jane Binding. Laura Jane Binding. What would you do with these, my love?
Oh, I don't know. They're really cute. I would use them. You could. Oh, I don't know. Just put them with everything because they're green, so they're going to go with everything.
Especially Christmas collections.
Yeah, but
rosary link bracelet, maybe.
Yeah, bracelets. Nice chains if you do. Like obviously, I like to do the pendants, so you could do linked chain and then just have a nice focal pendant. But I would use them within my pendants as well, because I often like to have that little accent of something. So, you know, for me, just to be able to say, yeah, that's got emerald in it, you know, it's got ruby, if you've got that bundle earlier on as well, you know, it'd be that complete piece then, wouldn't it?
I just think, yeah, you're right. And to have that boast.
Yeah.
You know, it's not good to boast, but it is sometimes. $8.95 for emerald in your collection. Now, we were having a lot of requests for, loads of you there. Stay where you are, Vanda, you've got yours. We're having a lot of requests for more turquoise after that last strand sold out. I've got some beautiful reconstituted turquoise. Now, because this is reconstituted, it means you're going to get a large amount, and they're all going to be very perfect to one another. They feel amazing, and I love these. In a simple Jackie O style necklace, they're just remarkable, aren't they? Mix these. Aren't they gorgeous with white? They're gorgeous. They're perfectly 10 mil. I think with white macrame, they're so cold, they've given me goosebumps. Look, they were freezing when I put them on my, can you see my bumps of goose? Because when you pluck a goose, that's what it looks like. That's why they're called goosebumps. They could be called chicken bumps. Now have a look. Or duck bumps. Some people call them duck bumps, I think. Duck bumps. Oh dear. Have a look. Martha thinks that's hilarious, duck bumps. You're like one of my kids. My son came out of the kitchen the other day over the weekend with oranges stuck in his top going, look, I've got boobs. And that's what you're doing right now, laughing at duck bumps. Now, have a look. Because even with reconstituted turquoise, you still get the matrix. The matrix is that black vein that runs through these. Look at the striking colour. Just look. Beautiful. I love it. Do you? I would put these in earrings. I would put these in a bracelet. I would lure a binding slip. Do you know what? With turquoise, you can keep it very simple because the element here is in the colour. It's very Fabergé egg, darlings, isn't it? Very unique. Well, of course. And you know what? I would put it with... you can use this kind of strand for a simple stretchy. This is perfect if you're a brand new jewellery maker and you just want to make something you can instantly wear. But also, oh gosh, it would take you 3 minutes. The worst part about it would be tying the knot. And then we can all tie knots, right? Now, these are gorgeous if you want to do a Laura binding cuff style bracelet as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. In
perfect.
Fact, there's a project on the birthday DVD where I did a woven cuff bangle, very delicate, and I only used 3 gemstones throughout it. You could use just 3 of those.
But it's striking enough in the colour, isn't it?
That's all you would need.
Copper, gold.
It goes with everything.
Antique bronze, black.
Yeah, it would go with everything. For me, and again, it's the look you're going for. So if you add it with silver, you're going to get that real fresh summer sort of look. If you add for copper, it's going to really bring out that green tone of it. So I'm drawn to coppers and antique. I always go for the earthier colours. So that would be my ideal.
Silver does look good with it though.
But silver would really make it pop. So it depends what look you're going for. I mean, to be honest, you'd probably buy 2 and do a set with both colourways.
Well, it's very versatile, isn't this gemstone? And I actually think if you lose your colour mojo, turquoise is the gemstone to get the ball running again. Don't you think? Ball rolling, not running. Balls don't run, they roll. As soon as I said it, I thought that did not sound right. Beautiful turquoise. What is wrong with me? Duck bumps and all. Or XPP 086. These are under £10 at £9.95 with the 1 P&P with the 30-day money-back guarantee. I think we should do a bit of a rap about that. Me and Kaz are very good at rapping. £9.95. XPP 086. Beautiful, beautiful turquoise. Just going to be gorgeous in your collection, aren't they? Tiara twist them as well. Be absolutely lovely. Should we do that chain? You're going a bit like that. One weekend in London and you're all like that. You'll be all like trousers at me. Don't get your trousers in a twist. Have a look at what I got for you. This is wonderful. A reel of chain. How professional do we feel with these even on our shelves? It's almost like if you're a seamstress and you have all these wonderful things. Before my sister became a teacher, she was a seamstress. And actually, if I go into my dad's workshop, things like this, but not this, you know, like big crazy stuff for films on big reels, and it's so exciting. It makes you feel like you're professional, doesn't it? I know that sounds crazy, but it does. You don't see reels of chain in the house of a normal person, and Lord knows jewellery makers are not normal people. Now, this is a lovely fine chain, and you get 10 meters of silver chain. Isn't it gorgeous? 10 meters, and they have a 2mm link. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Linda did a designer inspiration with this on the 9th of June. Go and check it out on YouTube. She's amazing. Now, Mark made me some earrings with loads and loads and loads of chain. I love them. I love them. If you want, do you know what? Who made me those amazing shoulder dusters I wore the other day that go all the way down to here?
Oh.
Who was it? It was Alison Tarry. Oh my gosh. I love that. She made me the most amazing, amazing earrings. Go and check them out. They're fab. And she put moonstone at the bottom. Oh my gosh, I'll wear them tomorrow for you. Tarry time tomorrow. Tarry, Tarry, the jewellery maker you want to marry is coming tomorrow. And she brought her dogs in, didn't she, at the weekend? No. I don't know how that went.
I went in the studio.
They did come in the studio.
No, I was there.
Well, they didn't come in, they were supposed to. Did they not get permission to go past security? Oh, how disappointing. Now, I might bring the hamster in tomorrow because I can put that in my pocket, no one will notice. 10 meters of silver on copper. How much would you pay a meter? Have a look, Martha. Go online and have a look. A meter of silver chain. Have a little look. I love stuff like this. Now think about, oh, Gemma Crow. If you go on Gemma's, I had it on my old phone. She sent, which I haven't got anymore. She sent me that she'd done this to her dress. She went underneath and round and round and round. Do you remember that? What she did? Oh my gosh, amazing. She might have put it on Facebook actually. It was the most amazingly remarkable dress. And we didn't have these reels in. It cost her loads to actually make it. She'll be kicking herself. How much are you seeing per metre on average? About £3.50 a metre. From where? Online or Bobby Shaft? Online. What's the P&P, Martha, incidentally? Let's not forget that we only charge £2.95 P&P. Oh, and are they adding VAT onto that price, or is it including VAT? Because doesn't it confuse you? I can't work out. Do you know how to work out VAT, anyone? Is it 20% now? I still thought it was 16.5%. Oh, I live in the dark ages. Oh, I don't know. I can't work out 17% of something. I don't even want to. You know, I would just say 20%, take a bit off. Oh, I don't want to. Listen, if they're going to put it on their website at a price, why can't they work the VAT out for people like me? It just puts me off. We've worked it out. We've worked it out for you. £18.95, which is £1.89.5 per metre. Yes, please, I'll have 2 of those. Linda in Greater Manchester is doing just that. She's grabbing hers. NSA Z25. Make sure you're checking out baskets. Now, we have been bringing you these over the last couple of days. You'll be going absolutely bananas for them. £18.95. Make sure you are checking out your baskets. I don't want you to miss out. We will be catching up with Laura Bindo on her challenge soon. Now, let's give... Oh, I love... We haven't seen many plain drops of labradorite. Do you know what I did that was crafty this weekend that I haven't done for ages? With my stepson Oliver, who loves craft, we did paper mache. And I didn't have any PVA glue, so I used wood glue that I diluted with water. I thought this could end badly, but it didn't. Now, have a look. And we made a hot air balloon. Look at that, look at this. And it reminded me of the hot air balloon design that we were doing. That's why I actually referenced this. These only came in the building 2 weeks ago and they've been very popular. Now you can see, have you ever seen something flickering in a street? Like when I was younger, I grew up in the countryside, so we did play, we had a stream at the bottom of our garden. So if you can't relate to this story, then I apologise massively. But we used to find things in the stream all the time. and anything that glistened in the water used to catch mine and my friend Rosie Radford's eye, and we would go, little silver fish that used to go, minnows in jam jars, and we used to use slow worms as bracelets. I was a tomboy. We used to go and get rose petals and put them in jars with water and sugar and make our mothers wear it as perfume, and they would smell funny. And look at this, and it just reminds me of those kind of memories, you know, flickering in the water like treasure when you're a child. I just love this. I love this strand. Maybe the moon reflecting on you know what? Have you ever seen the sun going down over the sea and the moon reflecting on the sea as well? All that wonderful colour. Just Labrador Essence is just remarkable, isn't it? Absolutely remarkable. You are going to get such a stunning strand, and I would put this in earrings every single day of the week. These would go in earrings or charms on a charm bracelet, a bubble style charm bracelet. We're going to give you our hottest selling gemstone for the last 2 consecutive years for under £10 with a £2.95 money back guarantee. Under £10. Incredible. Absolutely beautiful. Now coming up very soon is Ali Defoy, who is fresh back from Portugal. Did you go to the Algarve? She's not there yet. She did she? I'm very jealous of that. Are you, jewellery makers? I am. Laura, what about this labradorite? Now, you're a big fan of labradorite, aren't you?
Yep.
I'm cold, aren't I? Sorry.
You are, aren't you?
I'm always cold.
Warm.
Yeah, I'm the one that puts her feet up against you when we're in bed. No, not me and you, obviously. Now,
I love how you have to clarify that.
Oh my gosh, you made that as well?
Yeah. They're lush.
She says it's very lush, the labradorite. $9.95. There's still some available. Have a look at what Laura's done with this challenge. Were you easily inspired with these gemstones?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they are exactly my type of gemstone, so.
Danny knew what you liked. He's one of them men.
He is.
Isn't she wonderful?
I just kept that one really simple. So it's nice. You don't lose the stone on that one. And I've used a 1.25 wire, but there's 3 pieces there, so you don't actually need any kind of clasp because it will just wrap around your wrist.
I think that's absolutely beautiful. Stunning. Now let's have a look. You've made a lot, Laura, and this is the one I saw earlier and thought, now you've got 2 reels of wire in antique bronze. Yep. 1 mil and 1.25.
Yep.
And you use the 125 to make the torque for the necklace here.
Yeah. I used the 1 mil as the base wire.
And you got the 400 carats of agate, which I kept seeing things in. Did you keep seeing scenes in there?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would like to do a little tree of life against it because you'd have that perfect background.
Yes, that's perfect. A tiny one though.
Yeah, you wouldn't have any stones. You would just have the wire tree against that as the background.
There's a little angel flying in that one. Yeah. Beautiful.
And then there were some rings. I don't know where the rings have gone. There's 2 little rings just there.
Oh, rings as well.
They're really
at
simple.
The 1.25, they're so easy to make,
I would have hammered them.
Here's everything you got. You can't hammer while we're live though, can you?
Hence why I didn't hammer them. So
unfortunately, no hammering whilst on TV.
No.
£16.95 was Laura's challenge today. Remember, 2 reels of wire, 1.25 and 1 mil. And you got a whole strand of that gorgeous agate, which I just loved. 400 carats in total, and those haven't been seen for a very, very, very long time. ZCG C23 is your item code. Absolutely fantastic. Now, have you got any workshops coming up, Lawsy Dawsy?
I have.
When?
I've got intermediate wire work on the 11th of July.
11th of July. Do I need to have come to a previous one before
Not for the intermediate, no, just be comfortable and confident with wire, although I'm not sure if that one is fully booked. And we've got the advanced on this Saturday, the 12th of July.
Ooh,
so that one I just ask that you're comfortable with your weaves on. But yeah, so that's what we're doing.
And when are you next on air, my darling?
Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah.
What are you doing on Thursday?
Pendants.
Afternoon or morning?
Mid.
You're the mid show?
Yeah.
So that's with Becky?
Yes, and we'll be doing some pendants, some nice high-end gemstones and how to sort of still create a really lovely piece with that. That's what we're doing.
So tune in for that. Tarry time tomorrow. If you need a tarry fix, then fear not, because Lady Tarry herself is in tomorrow. The flush cutters are in stock tomorrow. I've also got some other sneaky things. The wire whacker, the wire whacker, the wire whacker. Now she's back. She's got a tan. And my goodness me, she looks good enough to eat. She's Ali Defoy, everybody. Bye-bye.